Disappearing when you wake up. Cause there's nothing to be afraid of. Even when I think you never change. Aje ngeglitch. The fuck was that? Gok. Gitu juga enggak? Nah. Punya gede guys. Kita rubah dulu ini gambarnya. Non bitrate. Apply. Gimana? Suaranya aman nggak? Hah? Bang makan pisau? Gak ada pisau habis. Komen aja. Orang ke nge-live. Live gitu. Bang makan pisau goblok. Salah kan tuh. Di depan non gitu kan. Bang mau makan pisau. Nah, itu makan pisau. Kau nge-live? Asli. Anyar nyeting. Kayak nungguan.
Gaskeun.
Cekas tuh. Ada komen ya. Ya bang makan pisau. Bang itu game CS bukan biayain gitu.
Oh iya. Iraha sesuatu.
Itu pas ada datang.
Jauh kan?
Bang makan pisau aja dah. Semuanya gaya manukan. Mik naus tuh.
Suaranya detik tapi.
Hah?
Suaranya
Detik?
parah.
Enggak, orang gedean. Audio inputnya.
Bang kan.
Kata orang komen.
Hah?
Orang komen.
Enggak, iya geus nepi nu bang makan pisau tapi anjing. Ini saya udah ngomong gitu.
Komen sorangan. Filter.
Tapi emang komen.
Kosong.
Itu kan biasanya men awal di menit sabaraha gini.
Eh.
Yang muncul. Ah, wah kene.
Tes. Gimana sekarang nih audionya? Bagus bang. Jam jagi. Halo? A?
Oi.
Ih baru main chat.
Heeh. Nah, sok we. Oke.
Ah nanti joinnya.
Kayaknya Dudut.
Oke.
Yo.
Ini Dudut kayaknya. Oh gak nih?
Biasa yang jago emang suka di-invite. No delay ya? Delay?
Delay ke 5.
Aduh nang nanti atau kurang gandeng? Obrolan orang
Tapi kalau di kota jadi gini.
ya?
Kalau di kota jadi diganu double gitu.
Kalau kemana?
Kalau suara Discord-nya, voice Discord-nya
Oh,
diganu double gini apa tuh? Suara pakai in game apa?
juga nang. Ini kemana?
We won't lose.
Oh, double-nya.
Heeh.
Iya, kemana?
Ya mah nih tanya kan yang ngobrol sih, ngobrol di Discord.
Ngobrol mah henteu. Tukangna nih cager.
Kita main ngobrol di Discord kan hari ini.
Halo. Itu terus keluar dari Discord.
Suaranya karena mabar kan.
Iya, banyak bahungkul. Karena ini mah bari live streaming mana lagi?
Ayo naon sih Android apa?
Android itu. Anjir ada. Next.
Hari kita mungkin
Ayah satu ini. What the fuck? I have said it. Double kan ya? Jar, warna apa ini yang keluar? Oh my god. Kalian mau ini ya? Hah? Nggak akan ada nih skin terbaik. Satunduhna.
Gigikun.
Bang makan pisau gak ada.
Buat apa? Berhotel bisa.
Komen ya.
Nah, aing padahal nonton lainnya tapi can nambah-nambah orang.
Ini komen apa deh?
One enemy remaining.
Lihat dulu komen guys. Bang makan piring. Oh, saya nggak pakai piring. Settingan kamera orang.
Killed it. And then
Berita
Yo oke naon ya?
Epoch Cam.
Oh, oke.
Halus anjir Epoch Cam. Dengan aya logo Epoch Cam mana? Tuh logo.
Tapi jauh teuing sen. Oh.
Ganti.
Tapi di dia mah
Heeh.
Ima juga logo ieu non. Iya logo juga.
Juga Elgato.
Elgato. Ya pizza.
Pukul Elgato itu.
Oh, Elgato.
Heeh.
okay.
Wes.
Kamera harap tuh bisa gitu.
Bisa. Edan. Nah, kamera harus.
Kamera tukang.
Wicen telepon.
Masih dicas tadi kemarin. What the fuck?
Spike planted.
Nah, fullnya maksimal. Kayak teh jadi ini. Oh, hulunya nanti.
Itu biru kan?
Heeh, di mana ya?
Itu kumaha?
Double kene teh audionya.
Itu. Ini saya sama maksud abah orang tuh di squadnya.
Cekas teuing euy.
Saya mau rokosin.
Sok. Geus bayar alhamdulillah wifi
Ya aing acan.
Tuh saya tanggal 10.
Excuse me, I'm working.
What?
Anjir main apek ngelut. Ayo musuh, pek tiluan musuhna modar aing. Coba teh dereded. Iya anjing, shotgun, what the fuck, harus di push. Biar.
Oh, kenapa tidak sana?
Orang teh.
Kanan mana?
Dereded, konten push we. Pek tiluan, geus matiluan tolong shotgun. Alah, guys, goodbye.
Ini sih orang main game kanti. Iya kan grafikkan ini.
Jangan ya.
Jadi 60 musuh nanti di sini.
Gelo. Nyamain 60 hajat anjing. Langsung keluar ieu. Goblok modar wae. Kurangan ini.
You want me to rotate?
Jeung ring light deh, mantap. Kono dari highlightnya sampai EN.
Remaining.
Cik orang cobaan.
Kayaknya me proper geuning si live na teh.
Ya, berarti apa ceritanya? Bari. Oh, iya,
B.
30 seconds left.
Danger.
But alas, they're dead. They are no match, so I cannot say I'm surprised.
Mana?
Play for you next week.
Can I get a drop? Thanks.
Kameranya letik teh.
Reloading.
Cukupnya. Ah. Kemana dia nak?
Get out of my way.
Scanning ahead. Found them. Deploying drone.
Rotating.
Bomb buddy out.
Kontol.
Di belakangnya gelap gimana?
Dia belakangnya gelap.
Nah, agak gelap. Pakai apa? Pakai power kayak.
Hah?
Oh, itu dia tuh.
Tak iya gue namanya. Pas parah. Oh bisa, jadi fokus ke orang paling.
Iya, kali.
Yeah.
Oke. Mau fokus ke orang.
Last player standing.
Wah nembak ting tuh. Bener bieu kan pakai tripod bae.
You want to play? Let's play.
Itu emang soek kieu nya.
Spike planted.
Gimana itu?
Mantu harus sebelah poin.
Main-main kia kan itu kan ucaan.
Feeling area.
Kayak itu.
My babushka told me not to say.
Anjing langsung biru poin.
Exception.
Masih paruman.
But you will see so far. Just who knows, this man knows what he's doing.
Apa dia gimana langsung?
Gimana kalau kita ganti crosshair teman-teman? Jadi apa ya? Lebih ke yang tebal-tebal gini terusnya gimana?
Bomb buddy out. Precision kill.
Anjing munduroin kita. Di sini.
Ada nih.
Default.
Dengan kamera lain sih di setting gitu.
Mana? Itu
Terus di setting semua.
auto ya. Juga kamera biasa.
Terus di setting semua.
Mana?
Last player standing.
Itu udah di Epoch kan pamerana kieu tuh. Di Epoch. Masa.
I hate to say it, but
Kayaknya nanti
probably best
nyaman
to play
parah
as a
ya.
team.
Nah, bunget orangnya pas. Nah, eta Celina juga. Celina ya iya. Juga si Raptalia.
Ayo di taman main sih.
Battle out.
Kitchen. Making up.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Close.
Tunggu ngerang. Baik.
Anjing. Streamer ini mah. Ya.
Weapon choice, it is so personal. You pick a gun.
Si eta nu dipuji lain aing, what the fuck? Saya butuh pujian di live tuh.
Kemarin suruh bukan.
Hah?
Kemarin suruh.
Pareum aing.
Suruh bukan.
Pareum kene.
Ada buat beli saya. Saya pakai Bluetooth.
Nona, iya kabel? Dah.
Oh, berarti nggak ada beli apa?
Nah,
Attacker spawn.
modal ku klasik ha.
Kamera.
Red kamera,
Snap.
snap kamera. Naon lu ya, guys? Blur tukangna. Aya ieu. Blur. Aya nu blur tukang, aya nu juga zoom lain blurna. Ieu.
Take flight.
Nah. Pasnya.
Nah, jadi digaya.
Ya, blur Oppo. Blur Oppo.
Tapi ada ngerangan lah.
Fokus ke orang, tapi backgroundnya juga harus kelihatan.
Yang tadi bagus sih.
30 seconds left.
Jangan ngeberatan.
Caution here.
Sini.
remaining.
One mid, last mid.
Spike down mid.
Coming.
Pushing server.
Last player standing. 10 seconds left.
Nice.
Revealing area.
Kurang.
Enemies close. Eyes up.
Anjing surrender musuhnya.
Defenders win.
Kontil bidik. Iya parum, kacabut.
Saya mau ngabarin.
Heeh. Can gak asik, geus ieu deui. Kayak connect auto connect. We're getting older, baby. I'm thinking about it lately.
Tetap kemana?
Mana?
Match found.
Malesin dia tetap.
Anjing, grujit ki kotor.
Ini sih lebihnya sih biasa.
Dah, guys. Ini juga miring ya?
Yang gua
Tapi orang di tengah nggak pas sih. Fuck cuy. Nggak pas parah ya, anjing mantap.
gimana kabar?
Mantap ini. Kopi. Nama liburan lah mixernya, tuh duit.
Coba.
Yang mau donate silakan. Linkna anjing poho kumarek ngadonate. Linkna poho ampura guys.
Hiji saha orang ngumpul itu.
I have lied, beaten, killed to survive. I will kill again and again if it means one day.
Mulu. Anjing full duelist
Out of charges.
kaget ki. Modar tuh.
Spike down A.
Ya.
Last player.
Assalamualaikum man.
Spike down. Attacker spawn.
Ini yang budak kita mana kan?
Eta euna bitrate na detik.
Oh. Bitrate sih.
Bitrate urangna karena meteng live main tuh dua. Mun gede jadi naik pingna.
Kopinya jadi naik.
Heeh. Ngan cukup dah.
Namanya
Cukup 20 megabyte per second. Jing ieu klasikna ieu harus kieu. Oh iya betul pas ayeuna nya. Nu koneng anu ieu teh kan pas ojek. Anta. Oke, badaki terus kita lihat guys ini guys. Kita tonton gerakannya. Kayak Iron enggak? Wow. Tower. Ya Allah.
Spotted B.
Ini nggak digantung mana? Victor itu? Victor iblis?
Player standing.
Teteh.
Depan itu mah.
Race into the spike site.
Iya malina naon heula ieu? Hah? Naonnya? Enter. Ini mau duitan aja. You naon F ieu?
Ada yang donat guys.
Spike down A.
Itu demi Allah.
Player
Anjing
standing.
keluar. Anjing jangan selesai.
Killed you is
Lu udah dek di pos dulu.
I'll break your apart.
Kira di posisi mana? Iya nak. Itu streamingnya?
Itu jangan.
Atau rek dihapus? Hapus lah. Malu lah. Yang buka jurus tuh ya. Pakai lah kan? Pakai. Hah? Oh, salah tuh. Kuma cara sama lain.
Spike down B. Party's over.
Back off.
30 seconds left. Last player standing.
Ini ngelesin.
Oh yeah, Jets. I can't wait for you to research. Reloading.
Pakai spectre aing mah sok.
Reload. Reloading.
Pae tak? Iya pulung. Cuma cara mulung.
Reloading. Standing. Spike down B.
Cara sacel kumaha sih? Pakai ieu.
I'm amped. Let's go. I
Ulang,
got
ulang.
things to do.
No, teh mana?
Reloading.
PT lagi. Oh, ini anteng oge nya. Ikan itu ke mana sih? Oh. Apa dia? Aing mau bom. Kemenang pae atuh. Di dekat.
This way.
Hah? Oh, geus beunang.
Satchel out.
Mana? Aing
Spike down A. Last player standing.
dia ya apek.
Kayak orangnya
Orangnya mah.
banget. Otak orang.
Gas. Nang dua ieu jelasin.
Ngobrol jeung orang ieu.
Ai bari ngetes. Oh. Ngobrol jeung orang mana India?
Show me where to go. Reloading.
Besok Kak. Oh, itu langsung sekali paeh kabeh kan.
Reloading.
Yang ngenangnya di mana Sin? Si
Reloading.
bebas kok.
Reloading. Here we go.
Itu dari kabeh Sin. Oh ini pak. Ulti.
Spike carrier is down.
Spike down.
Di kirinya. Ada suara ini. Di tag.
Last player standing.
Ini serangan. Anjing aja itu aya. Kumaha ulti. X.
Nah, clock ticking. Reloading.
Bisa.
Reloading.
Kadieu aja so.
Reloading.
Ayahnya. Iya orang. Anjing. Goblok kaget.
Last player standing. Spike down. Attacker spawn. Flawless.
Nah, Stefan berarti si Teh lebih gancang.
What is this world purpose?
Oh.
It's mine, and I will kill it.
Otak orang sok dibongkir bom heula.
Oh iya.
Reloading.
Angkun bom ka dieu. Jadi mundur.
Oh, setang geus ngadaguana di dieu. Anjing, oh pantes deket. Oh iya. Bisa. Ieu mah meuli deui beuki kurangan ya.
I need to blow something up.
Gimana sih ngomong lagi?
You want to play? Let's play.
Iya benang nanti ya.
Player standing. Spike down B.
Non, PRX mah. BRX. Oh, FPX.
Waduh. Ini mah harus barbar
Jual masih RBK nih.
Reloading.
Ngan penteng mana yang pandal sih?
Reloading.
Pandalnya. Baiklah, armor ge. Wanikeun armor ge.
Mana? Kelihatan sekali jadi. Oh, mantap.
Let's make some chaos.
Kalau bengana apalah?
Nggak kena kemana di urangna. Anjing gituan. Aing boga ieu bom. Dicokot. Hah? Itu kudu.
Time to jump.
Oh, iya, nah, atau itu.
Ada anjing. Itu saya tak.
Balas.
Oh, balas. Oh. Satchel, semua satchel.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Ah! Kita jagoan nih anjing.
Something nice to kill them with. It's the least we can do.
Yang gampang dulu weh. Yang penting bisa beli armor.
Itu mah armor.
Heeh.
Karena ini juga.
Kadari.
Enggak, ini bukan dari.
Fuck, belum ngekill baru tetap anjing. Eta beak atuh satu lain. Dina aing teu ngapung.
Iya ngapung.
Oh gitu. Wes. Mana?
Dimasang si modal.
Oh, Kiki gitu. Di kiri ya. Anjing.
Reloading.
Nambah nggak yang nonton?
Oh iya bener.
Careful. Player standing.
Masa?
Kamu saya.
Sang Cina kayaknya. Beban tuh kayaknya. Ini nggak remeh, ini warrior ini.
Last round before the switch.
Nah si bisa dicitaan.
Mana? Hayang PUBG deui urang mah. Sa. Rame tegangna euy PUBG teh, Sen.
The fuck? Bayar ini habis. Top lagi juga lagi gratis gua itu. 20 mah 60.
Sok aing mah make ieu.
Out of charges.
Time to jump.
Wes ka cokot. Keneh ya keneh.
Last player standing.
Anjing AWP AWM.
Play.
Switching sides.
Oh ganti iya. Iya berarti pestoan lah nya. Oh bisa. Dua bisa.
Go, go.
Oh,
Nah, warrior mau tembak mau ini. Jadi balik itu ini.
oh BDI. BDI.
Dia boleh ya?
Oh melo BDI.
di CS kajual di itu mana di
Oh ente di Palembang.
kecuali kapitnya.
Could be worse.
Aing siap ngebom berarti nya. Ya itu dia. Oh kanan.
Strike down A.
Anjing dia bisa mayahan kuduna aing euy. Ini misalkan
Thailand
botnya Thailand berarti nya.
bot
Botnya Thailand.
12 no komplit di aneh.
Berarti beres ya guys ya, ngisan dia. Ganti game.
Bisa-bisa nah ini. Ambil
Menang lagi. Terjadi sen kayak. Oh iya.
They belong here. We
paksakeun we pandang. Berat teuing di mana sih? Orang kena berat. Apa? Ini? Wah. 12 mah euy.
out of charges.
Anjing. Gas GG. Gas GG. GG ya.
Enemy spotted A.
Wow. Wow.
Attackers win.
GG parah ini.
Udah ayo.
Kita pindah ya.
Tebak naon eta ge.
Sit the fuck down. Geloki ngaraja di unrated.
Ini aku. Stefan. Ayo udah ganti. Kita main Apex.
Di thumbnail apa? Apex Legend. Apex Mobile kan.
Tah handapna apa teh? Tah nu bodas ade mah sen.
Ah iya.
Eta nu bodas ade mah.
Mana? Kapan ngiting ieu merek lain game na. Biasana mah kieu.
Oh, identikna jeung merek.
Merek mah. Leuh.
Eta tanda tanya.
Nah. Udin Petot di ngaran ayeuna.
Hah? Naon?
Ngaran
Ngaran ieu acarana.
si Amban. Udin Petot. Udara dingin pengen melot. Sajam saja macan. Boho.
Rongki godok hujang foto sih.
SK.
G aya G non G.
Cing ayeuna merek alus lain godok. Biting ngawarkeun easy mode. Aya si ST geura upload, anyar upload si ST.
Aya nu aya seri G aya. Oh nu keur itu teh.
Hah?
Godok seri G aya.
Eueuh.
Nu aya G-an.
What? Nah. Eueuh. Tuh bisa sorangan gitu itu emang kudu trio. Oh banget anjing trio.
Jalan di rumah udah bener
Oh ya nah ya saya kasih tinggal juga amaran juga putur
I accept the challenge.
Pathfinder dulu ini bisa tahu juga iya aputur amaran 60D 60D iya nak karakternya kita tahu dia kalau juga pala
And then, of course, utter mayhem.
ada 80 watt tuh 2 juta tapi
This is your champion.
oh boh yang barbar kan ini 17 ngobrol saya gini ya sih oke ini batu
Supply ship over there.
mana itu
I can.
dan kadinya ini ke langit
This might be a good place to land. Prepare for battle.
tinggal di kalangit deh nah bisa gitu mobil saya satunya mobil si Aina mah yang buka kita ada pakai kamera anjing ke langit bangsat
Contact with target.
dia menang senjata deh
Countdown.
The next ring is quite hostile right here.
Attention. First blood.
First blood. Hostile right here.
shotgun kang
No problem at all, darling.
butut ini shotgun babi ini
There's a
great distance between
us.
kabagan teh sniper itu tuh ini mana kadang sniper ini goblok ucapot balad idiot ini
Battling the enemy.
cekas tuh
I am down, but alive.
ih tolong modar ini
Have no fear, my wee one. I'm a coming.
bisa
Mobile sen kali-kali
sa
rakas channel.
boleh si Raka LB
Oh, itu
boleh
keluar.
ngobar mana ngobar apa nih saya tahu ngedonate orang pernah ini keren ini si Raka si Raka keren ini
Let's explore this way.
tadi Kang kita
Let's explore this way.
Yes.
ini jangan naon tapi nya
The ring's our neighbor, pal. Ultimate's ready to go, darlings.
kita lain kita kan bisa nari oh nah banyak kina
The ring is in close proximity.
oh
Less
itu
than 1 minute.
handap
Using grapple.
nah butut masih kan nah pesawat oh gitu
The ring's near and closing in
jauh
30.
ting oh jauh ting kecil mana
Ntar nu pikeun ntar
Iya.
urang.
iya
Nu X. Aya pada X.
oh ini shotgun ya
Ini penting.
10 seconds. The ring is fairly close.
Seberangnya kebanyakan.
anjing jauh ting
Using grapple. The
Butuh
ring's moving,
pisan nih,
friends.
anjing robot babi. Selamat Ini banyak sih. Berarti belum ya kalau yang gede dapat musuh. Kudu kumaha sih, nah?
Oh my stars! An extended supply bin
Nah,
here.
iya. Oh, kudu katana. Ini naon ya?
Care package being delivered.
Incoming care package.
Oh, ini naon ya? Granat butut. Energi ammo. Ya, ammo no ini.
Champion's no longer part of the data pool, darlings. Watch my back, pal. There's a new kill leader out there.
Cokot na yuk. Ayo, revive mah. Hah? Alam mah gampang anda lah, kayak musuh sedikit dia nyarinya. Jadi tuh, bro. Bro, you have mic, bro. Kamu kan beradu. Anjir, serut lu gak? Ini nanti. Pala urki. Itu musuh anjing. Tembak.
The enemy. I am taking fire, friends. Reloading. Enemy taken down.
Game pertama, guys. Backpack. Iya. Ceritanya deh. Oh. Deposition. What the fuck? Nama orang butuh. Ada tuh no rekomend pinung pakailah seringnya hiji. Oh, aya kayak keran ya juga PUBG. Kalau juga Red Dot kayak gitu.
Contact.
Kita biasanya PUBG. Dia nggak jangan kene. Pelona saya tik ya.
Eta magazin namanya tayangan
No aren ya. Gina ya.
Main.
Enemies are falling from the sky and landing near me.
Got to do some crafting, dears.
11 deui, 11 squad. 11 squad udah turun. What the fuck?
Mana tadi?
Sebutan mobil. Lain itu kayak karena betul.
A broken enemy shield. Reloading.
Friends.
Got him. Reloading. Killed an enemy.
Enemy shield. I am down.
Hah? Help me bro. Heal me bro. Here.
Going to help.
Mana bat aing? Help me bro. Help me bro. Here bro.
Let's go this way.
On your feet, darling.
Thank you.
Plenty of fight left in you.
Itu non aing. Idiot team. Main sama saya.
Replicator.
Lancar. Anjing kill pertama.
Anjing gitu ya. Kill pertama tuh. Emang
Level 3 Kita makasih ini juara. Mana idiot ini skillnya.
emang kanal gitu ya.
Kita armornya 2 sisi. Kalau saya sih Ang ini beda, nang diserokeun di saya tak. Nang cinta rare lumayan.
Wah.
Biru.
Tanah ya.
Tanah asmara. Tuh.
Ayo batin turunkan video ini cuma tidak bisa ngerti. Kawan aku oh nonton secara tuh kita main apa kan dengan foto kan kita apa tuh ya ayo foto lagi
Sport.
ini punya kepala tapi ini
Buat jo aya nu nelpon.
Next
Iya, Di.
Next time you'll do better.
Sa. Kunaon? Cing. Selila urang kepikiran. Bisa kene teh. Tah sih ieu ngeunaheun mah kan. Nyen portal sih ya.
mana kita
Si
oh sih kan sama-sama enggak sama
dia teh ieu nga-tracking musuh ultina teh mah sama. Anu deket di mana wae. Lifeline mana ieu ngisi getih teh naon enggak.
oh bisa nih ya tapi kalau dipikir lah oh bisa dipikir lah
Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
Have fun. We will be gifted with victory.
Pay attention. You might learn a thing or two. This is your champion.
Might be something
Enough
good this
lying
way.
around. We're dropping.
Okay,
Ini kamana?
let's go this way.
Target landed near me. Wrong choice. Hostile close.
Dicopot.
Hostile right here. Taking damage. Broken enemy shield. Reloading.
You ready? I got you. Fast and I'm the kill leader. We got this.
Making contact with enemy.
Ini kebiasaan Palo aneh tai.
Patching myself up.
Recharging my shields.
Need to recharge my shields.
Karena ini salam. Kok masih nyelodot? Oke.
Hostile close.
Kalau ikan biasa ya. Ini tengenahan parah ya senjata. Tai. Ini semuanya pistol lah. Tung jago musuh. Balat. Gini.
Marking our surroundings.
Ini naon nih? Sat. Kok. Ini naon nih?
Crafting, but keeping focus.
Kemarin yang bawa umum.
Mana? Luar garis mana? Jena. Jena. Ini kumaha?
Pasti dulu.
Oh, Pak.
Udah serot.
My ultimate is ready.
Ini diwuti
We
dong.
are blessed.
Gimana?
Iya ngajian portal.
Void jumping.
Jadi bengit mereka. Juga yoru.
Juga yoru. Jadi bisa tele. Batur. Nyantai di dulu.
Warning. Ring movement in progress.
We're already inside.
Nah, masih nangkau.
Terus.
Attention. There is a new kill leader.
Got some extra supplies. New kill leader. Watch for them.
Tutor donate lewat HP. Pakai ini yang banking.
Saha.
Attention. Delivering care package.
Care package coming in.
There's a great distance between us.
Half gone, half
Ultimate
left.
accelerant here.
Mau janji.
No delay guys. Nonton guys. I want you to know.
Careful. Opening this hole.
Ultimate accelerant here.
Mantap.
Contact.
I'm spotted, taking fire.
Scanning the area.
Oxford out. Broke the shield now. Shooting. Enemy down. Fire. Enemy. Listen up. Got another squad coming in. Reloading.
Void jumping.
Brother, give me sight.
Iya, Raka main Apex ya? Kita main bareng.
Ini kemana?
Scanning the area.
Just giving my shields a recharge.
Marking our surroundings. I found a 30-30 repeater here.
Reloading. Listen up. I'm getting shot at. Enemy down.
Tadi cokotan kecengan.
Reloading. Enemy shields broke.
Udah ada musuhnya di bawah.
Reloading.
Oh, musuh dong.
You're being aimed at.
Scanning the area.
Just giving my shields a recharge.
Pelan-pelan musuhnya.
Another squad attacking. Need to recharge my shields.
I'm spotted. Taking fire. Enemy shields broke.
Mana ini?
Reloading. Down.
Enemy shields broken. Reloading. Get shot at. down.
Health drone if you need it. Just giving my shields a recharge.
Ini boy satu yang kelihatan.
Naon kiring na?
Recharging my shields.
Healing up. Eyes are open though.
Bless me at sight.
Hostile close.
Oh iya,
Watch yourself. Fire. Listen up, I'm
oh
getting
yang
shot
musuh
at.
jangan.
I'm taking fire. Broken enemy shield.
Mana sih?
Round
I
2.
downed a hostile.
Beginning ring
I'm spotting
countdown.
landed near me. Stay alert. Took out a hostile. Taking a moment to heal.
Replicator being delivered.
Blessings upon us.
I'm spotted. Taking fire. Enemy shield broke. Reloaded.
Dihanap nih.
Enemy down.
Taking a moment to recharge my shields.
Champion
Scanning the area.
eliminated.
Recall kill. Champion destroyed.
Ih, kemana musuh?
Contact.
Musuh gitu. Ada diserang gua musuh.
I'm spotted. Taking fire.
Blazing the blues.
Broke their shield now.
Jadi bantuan
Scanning
dari
the area.
Oke. Bantuan lah caranya.
Reloaded.
Ini
Very
gimana?
good.
Lihat ya.
Let's finish off the whole.
All Father, give me sight.
Void running.
Scanning the area.
Just giving my
Iya
shield
yang
a
ngajuin
recharge.
bakal. Unsam. Nanya.
Marking our surroundings.
Iya kapok ya. Goreng. Nah, OP.
Listen up, I'm getting shot at. Broke their shield now.
Aku
Reloaded.
kill.
Recharging my shields.
Last one down and a boom boom. Reloaded.
Nah,
Recharging my shields.
Recharging my shields.
Crafting, but keeping focus.
Isi mana yang backpack ah? Itu bisa.
Kill leader eliminated.
Just a scrape. 1 second.
Onzi.
Helmet here. Level 2.
Nah,
Nah, pakai lesa bola.
Gonna get you out there, different.
Ring movement in progress.
We are inside the ring. Good place.
itu bisa kan? Bisa dipakai. Supply.
Body shield here. Level 4.
Care package being delivered.
You hear that? There's a care package coming down.
Empat kali itu.
Extra supplies over here.
Phasing.
12.
Round 3. Beginning ring countdown. Replicator being delivered.
Got a replicator coming in.
Mana deketan?
Mana? Iya. Dikit deh. Kok nggak ada musuh? Ini ke leumpangna iya buram. Tapi kudu cicing tuh.
Let's explore this way.
Ya. Wah, ada musuh dong. Ada tangan musuh atau mana? Oh iya, sentinel. Oh iya.
Let's go this way. Opening fire.
Enemy ship. Listen up, I'm getting shot at. Very good. We finish off the whole squad.
Two others.
Fine.
Marking our surroundings.
We're back in the totem.
Iya nih.
Big up to us.
Trust in the All Father.
Recharging my shields.
Scanning the area.
Deploying health drone.
Care package being
Armor.
delivered.
Heads up. Care package.
All Father, give me sight.
Follow the tunnel. Set the portal.
Hah? Out now. Bom kan kan? Men. Yo. Tilu lawan tilu.
Just 7 scouts.
Nah, 25. Akhirnya. Tuh bisa nih. Tuh bisa. Oh.
Making contact with enemy.
Mana? Oh iya.
A shooter.
Listen up, I'm getting shot at.
Taking a moment.
Health drone.
Shield.
Reloading. Hostile over there.
Patching myself up.
Marking our surroundings. I'm taking fire.
Need to recharge my shields.
Recharging my shields.
Just giving my shields a recharge.
Mana naik Tuh bisa nih.
Scanning the area.
Naik rumah
Shit, listen up, I'm getting shot at. Enemy shields broke. Reloaded. Look
Sabar
out,
bang,
grenade.
sabar bang.
Enemy down. Reloaded.
We are investing.
I'm spotted. I've been down.
Reloading. Enemy down.
Shots fired at me.
Help.
You are the Apex Champions.
Iya. Kill seberapa nih? Kill 4 aja. Ini sih kill 8. Ini menang badge nah like gitu. Guys, naik level ya. Lumayan Wih, menang skin Yuk main deh mah. Ini sana main. Warrior. Ini non Warrior Master nggak ada. Play. Emang berat kia. Nanti berapa? Ini sah.
The All-Father will gift us today.
Wes. Apa sih? Ini teh macam tu dikitokan gini warna.
They all lead to the same place.
You and me. Let's take this win.
Introducing your champion.
Kan boleh. Mana. Ini turun di mana ini?
This might be a good place to land. Enough landing around. We dropping.
Berenya masih. Nyokot bareng non. Hungkul kan. Oh itu musuh sarwa itu. Oh ditekan nih.
Round 1. Beginning ring countdown.
Lompat shift kan nih.
Might be something good this way.
Attention. First blood.
First blood. Good thing it's not us.
Ya ini kemana sih ini?
I need a weapon.
Dia.
All Father, give me sight.
Ini cari menang senjata ini. Dia. Cokotannya. Dia.
Attention. There is a new kill leader.
New kill leader. As I saw him.
Broken enemy's shield. In combat. I cracked an unscottish shield. I downed the
Tuh yang menang shotgun anjing. Picture shotgun mah. Non dia nak. Nempo ieu non nempo.
Ganti senjata nah. Ira. Ira sih. Ayo nak. Tapi erek mau mesin. Kudu di planning ya. Malah di itu dia itu.
They spotted me. I'm taking shots. Going to phase.
Ini nih, miski. Di gua. Anjing, pai. Hah? Nah, senjatanya gitunya. Sudah redet. Ulang. If match. Anchornya bahan kikian. Dukina naon cik kiki tuan. Saya ingin tes Hansa. Fortified. Dipakai naon sih? Digunakan. Pathfinder tadi.
We'll win this thing together. Semper Fi or die.
Ayo misalnya. Oh ini sih tetap.
My thesis: we will defeat all of our enemies. Will survive.
Ya kombinasi nanti sih. Banget.
This is your champion.
This is awesome. I'm the jump master.
Ya ini nu jumper nih. Di mana? Di mana? Market.
Let's land here. Forget that.
I say we land here.
Roger.
Very well.
Ngajeng non F. Ngajeng.
Here we go. It's a long drop. Fun.
Hello. Ini ngarobe. Anjing ayo. Ada.
Near me.
Ayo nyebut ya. Ping.
The second squad is firing at us. Reloading.
Oh senjata ini.
First blood on the enemy.
Otak kan. Fuck aja.
Just us left.
One side the ring. One less thing to worry about.
Grappling.
Kabur lah weh. Yang senjata kalah. Yang senjata ke mana aja? Iya gedung lain. Ini mobil bisa tuh sih. Gedung dia tuh. Dihandapnya ayahnya. Oh iya bisa naik iya. Kemana naiknya sih? Anjing. Itunya ngenahannya. Hah? Ini peluru pistol ya. Ini nih bi. Mana? Kalau non itu
Attention, there is a new kill leader.
Keep eyes on
nanti
the
sih
new kill
dipakai
leader.
hackernya. Oh itunya. Percuma aja.
Lihat asal betul mah sanggup beres kali ini. Kalian ada ya.
Kali itu dia, kali itu dia.
Kali ini. Ayo lah gimana ya. Perlu tilu berkali kan. Oh, itu juga naik, juga mancing. Nah. Mana pakai ini lah, shield. Opat. Kanan. Opat.
Guys,
Opat.
Giving my shields a recharge.
bayi lempang bisa tuh sih? Oh bisa. Aku Nokia nya. Anjing iya mah. Hanya dia pakai pistol.
Dua jadi pistol kan seperti.
Oh deh, anjing itu ayah sadar tembakan nih.
We're inside the ring. One less thing to worry about.
Ini piano anjing. Kita non ini sih. Iya ada tuh.
Mana yang orang?
Tapi HD. Iya HD tuh. Ini shotgun? Oh shotgun itu nah bacaan. Kartu hiji.
Makes your platform more versatile.
Anjing.
Incoming care package. I love loot.
Itu kan itu. Oh, itu yang musuh. Oh. Saya sadar nih. Senjatanya nah iya sen. Oh 2. Step aku mah. Tah. 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 Ya ini yang buka ini. Mau nyokot tuh.
Reloading.
Buka ya kameng. Oh. Ini dia.
They got me. I'm down.
Anjing kok ya, betul kan? Itu musuh, kabur. Itu musuh. Saya mau makan. Kamu liar kia nih. Iya beras anjing iya. Di mana? Mana sini? Ya sini. Sini.
I got you, friend.
anjing. Gigi ngabras anjing dah mesin lah itu. Rajin-rajin main ini boy. Gimana sense-nya ceritakan juga. Ada awan kan. Ada 2. Mana mau? What? Cuma. Bye.
I know where we want to be. Follow me.
Ready up. It's go time.
Fate will be on our side, Fly Fighter.
Introducing your champion.
Patah kill. Apex naon ini? R5 Apex High. Nah tuh bisa nih. Burik dia.
Might be something good this way.
Mana? Ini syarat ini ya, Burik.
Marking our surroundings.
Anjing shotgun kontol ke bagian fuck man.
Tango spotted. Danger close.
Oh.
Attention. First blood.
First blood. FNGs always go first. Enemy spotted.
Mozambik.
Near me.
Oh serius? Mozambik kan juga ini yang ngaran Mr. Bean.
Jalan kota mungkin. Tapi keunangan.
Mana? Ini aing pas tahu hungkul jeung shotgun butut sekali.
Hostile right here.
Nembakan. Kita bos. Senggol dong papale.
Senggol dong.
Mana? Oh iya.
Tembak.
Shotgun dewa emang rezeki ya.
Kecengan. Kecengan. Nah, eta.
Anggar aja di kecengan.
Eta bieu. Kayak
Unboxingnya bisa.
ya bom tuh man. Bom. Kalau nyokot bom.
Wajar bisa. Gimana nih? Nah,
First in a hole.
20 kayaknya teh. Mun SG lah hiji we mending dapat SG nu jaga-jaga.
dibanding pistol.
Rings nearby. 1 minute till close.
Itu happy-nya.
Attention, the champion has been eliminated.
Enemy spotted
sama.
near me.
The champion fell.
Energi ammo mah lain ya.
45 seconds. Ring ain't far.
Happy armor kan?
Iya, happy. Pokoknya nanya gambar berarti ya.
3-0. Rings close.
Memang muka itu.
Ini betul mah gak rancang ya katanya.
Tak. Ini bisa dipakai tuh.
Bisa.
Kali seberapa?
Pakai.
10 seconds, the ring's close.
Energi.
Hah?
Jon kan.
Might be something good this way. Warning, movement in progress.
Itu kemana barat idiot?
Rings coming in.
Mantap lah.
Void running.
Lain.
Lain.
Karena mun lebih buka kan kayak ini berarti.
Baca yang musuh. Ih, naon
Apa nu bieu? Nu urang.
Ini pisau.
Care package being delivered.
Care package incoming. Y'all earned this. Just watch your bags.
Loba-lobatin.
Hah?
Tah backpack geus nya.
Oh, itu bukannya.
Eta naon eta? Kanan. Eta hapok. Nanti jangan main sih. Ah, boleh
New
ditekan.
kill leader appointed.
New kill leader. If they're getting cocky, they're getting sloppy.
Gila nih.
Hapok mau. Eta pelor eta.
Watch the map. We're spread too thin.
Energi.
Like.
Oren. Emang mana orang banana ieu? Ya orang nengan ieu kan nengan ieu. Nengan apelan, nengan pistol ieu. Aing ka mana ieu?
Void running.
Nah, hanya di bejaan. Pistol tapi. Potongnya ya.
Target spotted.
Target spotted mana ini? Musuh aja.
Kiri mana musuh?
Ini.
Kiri. Ah.
Kanar mana?
Spotted me. I'm taking. This time I'm down.
Pae buru aku tuh anjing mau lewat aing gitu. Idiot anjing, betul. Ini sangar kan?
Heads up.
Guys, diberi yang alamat kan?
Oh, kalau diberi nyawa deh, sih.
Benyodi ini ada idiot.
Eta bukan deh.
Mana?
Eta pas.
Iya. Ini kanan nih. Nemu.
Teta klik lagi. Teta. Nanti sepi teuing. Ya.
Bi mana lo apa? Bi anu warna-warni.
Warna-warni. Teta. Lain lebih. Iya. Ini lain. Oh lain lo iya. Lagi masuk.
Lain deui.
Teta mata. Kita nanti. Oke mohon ditunggu.
Biasa anu warna-warni jet mana? Saut.
Waduh reconnecting so. Warna-warni mana? Iya.
Nah,
Kalau 301.
iya teh saut nu happy nu hejonya. Kamu lieur kene.
Nu ngadahnya naon?
Happy, nu happy.
Jeung naon?
Jeung nu oren peluruna teh.
Jeung naon ya? Anu sakali itu. Oh.
Ayo reng naon?
Si datana ngebras aja. Terus ngebras ngebras.
Ini udah kayaknya itu. Mobil. Mana ya? Gimana jalan aja?
My name is Wraith.
Goblok jauh-jauh
We have a
musuhnya.
job to do.
We will defeat all of our enemies.
This is your champion.
Volt. Volt.
Alternator itu 301
Anjay Apex. Main lo, main
Hold
lo.
your breath if you have to breathe.
Buru kieu get. Itu mana FPS? Oke. Oh, mana kayak itu. Oh, iya nak.
Here I go.
Ini nani?
dicokot ya kak.
Nah, aja dia ngomong tuh.
Round 1. Beginning ring countdown.
Wingman eta.
Great, already inside the ring.
Makanya. Bilangnya kapaknya yang berapa?
Attention. First
Ano
blood.
hindi pa dia.
First blood. Should have seen that coming.
Guys, ini. Mana ini suara dinosaurus? Granat penting. Mata ini suara ini. TNK.
Apa ngere?
Itu ini suara dinosaurus. Anjing luhureun aing. Oh, itu naga.
Oh, supply.
Oh, supply.
Gimana Pak?
Naik. Backpack kan aja
Let's explore this way.
Jadi banget kemana idiot yang itu.
Extended heavy mag here. Level 3.
Cokot.
Mau?
Bisa nih. Oleh apa gimana?
Tuan Kang. Oh, oke, itu tuh ID.
Jawabnya tambahan lah.
Oh. Ah, naga-nagaan saya.
Oh iya, ini ya. Jurus lain.
Nah.
Watch out for the new kill leader, friend.
Bisa kan?
Ada tukangan dia.
Hah?
Tukang.
Look out!
Goblok, kaget.
Point jumping.
Salah dia.
Tahu itu ya, mana kapalnya?
Recharging my
Oh iya
shields.
juga sopa.
Tahu itu tah.
Look out! Grenade.
Mana itu? Mana ya?
Getting shot at. Good. We should go here.
Oh no, an enemy landed near me. Please respect my personal space.
Ayo nggak satu.
Frag out. I am taking fire, friends.
Punching a tunnel.
Giving my shields a recharge.
Arcstar out. Care package coming down. I cracked a skin suit's shield. Get up before I kill you myself.
They're shooting at me.
Pemain hukum aja.
Phasing.
Anjing
I've been
fire
down.
Mana Eka?
I've been snared.
You're better off dead, but I could use the cover.
We should go this way.
Nah tuh sudah pakainya.
Contact. Receiving damage.
Patching myself up.
I have been down. Let's move this way.
I've broken enemy's shield.
Enemy down.
Salah.
Musuh di Indonesia. Atau mun kosong? Itu mun di mobile mah nah eta wae. What?
Kenapanya? Balor sini.
Let's have fun,
What
friend.
the fuck? Balor naon sih ya?
Time to see if all those drills have paid off.
Oh nu meteor teh nya.
Ahead, we got a victory and slaughter.
Noli. No data. Double time distance no.
This is your champion.
Distance anjing jago. Tinggal gitu.
Let's land here. This might be a good place to land. Prepare for battle.
Hostile landed near me.
Ayah aja. What?
Round one.
Not all of us are rich. I am taking fire. Battling the enemy. Reloading. I cracked an unscottish shield. I'm out of light ammo.
Down to target. Reloading.
New kill leader appointed.
New kill leader. Watch your six. I broke an enemy shield. Whole squad taken out. That's what I see.
Good kill, friend.
Oh gitu, kira?
Champion eliminated.
Champion out. Taking a moment to heal.
Taking a knee. Patching up. Healing. Watch my back.
Get ready, it's zipline time. Fire.
Ada loganya.
Reloading. Taking a moment to heal. The enemies are shooting at me. Reloading. Cracked an enemy sheep. I am down.
Oh, begitu.
Rings nearby. 1 minute till close.
The battle belongs to only us now.
Anjing dicokot babi. Gus kan.
The ring is close. Healing my wounds. Taking a moment to recharge my shields.
3-0. Rings close.
Dapat ini dong. Dapat. Aduh. Oh, pai. Konyol.
Let's go this way.
Aduh, anjing.
Warning. Movement in
Bisa.
progress.
Ini.
My enemies will find me inside this ring.
Eta nu live gelo. Nan anjing. Iya batu. Iya batu. Nah.
New kill leader appointed.
Back. Box. Behind. Yuk. Ini. Oh iya, bisa di-pin. What the fuck?
Ya udah, ini ada rumahnya ya.
Nah. Buruy. Ayo guys. Cepat ambil. Nah.
Might be something good this way.
Goblok dipulung. Dan dipulung main kok.
Posisinya kita bawa.
Di pelongan nih. Udah mau mirip ya.
Itu kan mirip karakternya.
Musuh cok. Iya, bom.
Smoke out.
Smoke ya tang.
Oh, hari Sabtu. Ini coklat ya.
Mana? Pipi.
Cahaya.
Ini gimana? Mana lo di pipi cang? Itu mesti coklat.
Bahas kemana?
Kejuaraan. Nah kali itu kalau kakak luar zona nah triple tag ini iya. Capro. Itu balan musuhnya capro. Ganti keluar sadana. Rame.
Double timing. Give it the chin. Reloading.
Balat bos.
It's not over yet.
Kabur! Gila, kabur. Rada, balatnya.
Kita ngurangan sih.
Untuk. Jadi di sana. Oke, nice. Oh iya nih. Oh menang skin aja skill. Kenon. Iya. Mana? Iya di dia. Oh. Foto. Mahal, mau mahal tuh tesnya. Terus sih. Tadi dia gacha. Apa gua? Kan kemana? Kan nggak baru kan? No rare no oren. Kamu mas? Ini seren. Keren iya keren. Tapi kudu level 1. Keren. Siapa? Kemudian kita baik saja pada jadi ini ada video motor komen
I am prepared for the fight.
They made the right choice this time.
Ada ya? Itu.
Assalamualaikum betul.
Ya, emang. Itu Free Fire ya?
Free Fire?
Betul.
Introducing your champion.
Ini keren wae sih itu ini. Nomor pak.
All right, hope you're ready. Let's do this, brothers.
Itu naon sih disebutnya? Video naon? Paling genre apa ya? Ini disebutnya. Keren sih ini asli. Ada ini artis si Palotik.
Attention. First blood.
First blood. The battle begins.
Round 1. Beginning.
Some good news. We're in the next ring.
Disebutnya kan namanya.
Hostile close.
Tinggal ini.
The champion made a poor choice.
Careful. New kill leader.
Ini keren parah lihat. Tapi perek kan hoki pisan ya, menang langsung menang knockout iya. Playoff. Oh jadi langsung di. Tapi kan tahun kemarin mah gitu.
I need a backpack.
Seru gitu. Steaknya kumaha steaknya? Ada itu. Steaknya. Mia Khalifa. Si Mia Khalifa deh ya tanah. Ah ya biasanya di sini tanah. Juara. Nggak sih, udah soalnya lawan City.
Come on, hop in. Gibraltar's got the wheel. Let's ride, my brothers.
Hah? Ada?
Maintain progress.
Kamu mau ayah iya
Already inside.
penonton?
See ya, brothers. This is my stop.
We're spread out a lot. Watch your paths on the map.
Jepang.
Who wants to go
Si
first,
lagi ya
man?
terlolos.
Gibraltar's driving.
Emang nggak ada. Non. Lagi dipakai HP-nya.
Care package coming in.
Ini naik mobil udah tuh. Ada. Tuh eta mobil.
All right, time to hit the road with my Gibraltar.
Going to phase.
Tuh.
I'm in. Let's hit it.
Time to hit the road with mighty Gibraltar.
My road ends here.
Ya anjing gimana?
Hey, let's ride, my brothers.
I will join, and to victory we will ride.
Half gone.
Ini kan ayah pilot eh?
Heads up. New kill leader.
What the fuck ini lumayan. Nyetir. Mereka mana ini? Ini ada apa? Dulu tuh. Oh balik dulu. Lu keluar ini sama mana ini? Ngomong nyangkat aja. Yoi, terus jalan-jalan bikin semara bikin kedua squad deh. Iya, dari mobil ya.
I'm out of here.
See ya, brothers. This is my stop.
Enough typing.
Lumayan.
Hop in. This time, the path is ours.
Dismounting here. Join me.
Taking a different path.
Emang dia kan mobil.
Come on, there's a path we need to follow. Time to go.
Anjing.
Hop in. This time, the path is ours.
Next ring is not close. Replicator on high. Taking damage.
Musuh.
Scanning the area. Reloading. Taking a moment to
I'm getting hit over here.
Goblok kabur ini.
I'm taking shots.
Kabur aja. Ini tepai. Bisa aja PCT. Mana itu kan? Ulangan tuh kan? Ini non kurang banget. Gameplay. PCT. Mana itu? Terus. Lu kenapa 200 ini? Timna eta mah eueuh.
I've put the time in. I've earned my stripes. The wind is out there looking for you. We'll find you if you let it.
The championship is ours.
This is your champion.
I'm the jump master. Ready up. Let's land here. Hit the jets. We're dropping hot. Let's go this way.
Ini enak gak? Anjir, ini kena badak-badak.
First blood.
First blood on the enemy.
Round 1. Beginning ring countdown.
We're inside the ring.
What the
Got the
fuck?
positional
Mo?
advantage.
Naon? Emang HyperX kan di kamar gawat? Oh iya, non diokna. Korsina. Sponsor HyperX headset kemarin. HyperX terbaik headset. Kita duitnya langsung 50 lah.
Attention, there is a new kill leader.
Watch out for the new kill leader, friend.
Anjing Gaskeun anjar. Tinggal ammo
L-Star here. Plasma weapon.
Phasing.
We're a bit scattered. Check your maps.
New kill
Void
leader
running.
appointed.
Keep eyes on the new
Jenuh
kill
dua
leader.
buang pak anjir armor ini si jero ya mati yang tinggal ngebantai lewat
Warning, ring closing.
We're inside the ring. Got the positional advantage.
iya naon ya
Ini mana? Ini tiga tuh. Kualitasnya gede.
Attention, delivering care package.
Care package coming in.
Kita berarti ukurannya mana kan ya? Ukuran EIG itu berapa sih?
nah hiji banding hiji
Di SG itu kan di pos ukuran pos itu berapa?
ukuran pos IG hiji banding hiji bebas 1920 kali 1920 sarwakeun 1920 kali 19
80 banding 1920.
what terbalik atuh jadi terbalik atuh
Kan ini
serius
buat IG
video atau foto
foto
1:1 foto 1:1 pixelnya 1920 kali 1920 koma 1080 kali 1080
Going to phase.
neangan helm euy
Oh. Kurang.
Let's check out this area.
ini nama aja jar mana eta anjing
Void jumping.
Grappling.
Void jumping.
Team, I found the next ring location for us. Check your maps. contact.
Itu beureum aya musuh.
Let's check out this area. Lead!
Anjing aing ieu shield.
Give my shields a recharge.
Airstrike en route. Who's ready to fly on a zip line?
Give me a sec. Recharging shields.
Recharging shields.
Healing. Watch my back.
Round 2. Beginning.
I am taking fire, friends. Arc star out.
Replicator being delivered.
They're recharging shields. I am taking fire, friends. Opening fire on the enemy. Broke that enemy shield.
Let's go this way.
Grappling. Oh no! There's another squad attacking. Wow, looks like that was the last one in the squad.
Keren ini si Lulu.
Taking fire.
Getting shot at.
Repairing.
Give me a sec. Recharging shields.
Phasing.
Top in the chimney.
Target spotted.
An enemy shield. Taking fire. Shields to recharge. Target on mark. Firing for effect. Reloading.
Shields are recharged.
Healing up. Eyes are open though.
Give my shields a recharge.
Shield deployed. Bye-bye, pain.
Need to recharge my shields.
Who's ready to fly on a
Let's
zip line?
reposition here.
I am.
Void running. 45 seconds, rings close.
Ring ain't far. Half of one.
Recharging my shields.
The ring's close. 10 seconds.
In progress. It's on. Ring's moving. Taking a knee. Patching up.
Attention. Delivery care package.
Incoming care package. I love loot.
Void running. Void jumping.
Let's reposition here.
Ini teka dulu.
Watch the map. We're spread too thin. Attention, the kill leader has been eliminated. Eyes up,
Anjing
crafting.
15 mahina.
Phasing.
Attention, the champion has been eliminated.
A champion just fell. They must not be very good.
Round 3, beginning ring countdown.
Setting a portal.
Let's check out this area.
Attention. Delivering replicator.
Replicator touching down.
Patching myself up.
Let's reposition here.
Patching myself up. 2 other squads remain.
Attention, there is a new kill leader.
New kill leader. Watch for them.
Tabian ultina basoka ya kan, roket goblok licik parah ini.
Using
Ngalor.
grapple.
Kok eta nu deur. Ini di luhur si Wais mah. Ayo tuh Pak, turun Pak. Kalau ini
Let's reposition here.
beluguk banget nu hijina deui mah. Ban parah ini. Aduh, oke keros ya, ripuh ini. Oh, oke keros ripuh.
Let's check out this area. Warning, ring closing. Attention, delivering care package.
Incoming care package. I love loot.
Let's go this way.
Look out, grenade. I am taking fire, friends.
Gimana eta?
Airstrike.
Giving my shields a recharge. The enemies are shooting at me.
Already on my mark, firing for effect.
Recharging shield.
Focus, people. We have to get inside the ring. Just us now. Gotta watch each other's back. An enemy shield. Reloading.
copyright emang. Anak VDT itu sistem nomor bisa. Ini gitu.
Who got the power? We got the power. Yeah, turn me up louder. Yeah, we got the power. Yeah, light up the sky in the night. We came, we ready to fight. Yeah, light up the towers. We got the power. Message to ground control. Yeah, we taking over the globe. I can feel it in the air tonight. Rolling faster than the speed of light. Tell me what side you on. Been underground for so long. We coming out like King Kong. Think we gon' stop and you dead wrong. Light up the sky with the flames. Been through the storm and the rain. I see how far we done came. I'm the beast that they never contain. We going stronger, we going longer. This is the record, nigga, up on you. Don't have to wait too much longer.
We've got Zeta and DRX on stage. The maps are locked in. It is now time for us to talk about the agent select. But before we head into it, Kakuka, you mentioned you want to see some changes on Icebox, but usually I feel like there aren't too much room for changes here. So what is it that you want to see from DRX?
So we have seen, Omen Viper in some regions that you're very familiar with. We have seen Icebox without a jet in our own region. We want to see something crazy. We want and expect to see the chamber almost for sure. But I want to see, if we actually just keep the duelist in, maybe you want to add in something else. I want to see something different, not always going for the safe pick.
Yeah, I want to see basically standard. I want to actually see Sages, but potentially also KO from DRX. There's a lot of places where this could go for DRX because we haven't seen their comp for so long and on the new Icebox. So a lot of options, and I'm interested to see where they believe the meta is going because a lot of times they are trend setters in that case.
Are these locked in? Is this what I
think this is just hovers.
This is what we're going for? Because if this has been locked in, then this looks very different for the last time we saw DRX play Icebox because this is locked. I have confirmation this is locked. Last time we saw them play, obviously Buzz, Bala was on the chamber, Sage, Stax was on the stage. This is new.
I mean,
this
completely.
Is really new.
RV actually not going to be playing on the jet. I think that the KO is going to favor them so much going into the rest of the competition because it's the primer counter to a chamber just going crazy on you. You just know that you need to spot him at the beginning of the round, and it's done for him. So I like it. I don't know how sure I am, maybe because I've seen too much EMEA to not see a chamber here.
What's the return of the Korean jet? We talk about how Buzz doesn't play jet anymore, and Buzz is like, nah, you thought I wasn't gonna, but I am. What do you make of this, Bala?
Yeah, it's really interesting. I think they have to pivot this way because Stax wants to play KO on this map, right? And they still want the Sage, but also they need some place to go for the op in this case. So Buzz comes off of chamber, goes to jet, and RB fills in that role so that Buzz doesn't have to do it. And I think it makes perfect sense.
I think that if I had to choose someone to be on the KO, and if they tell me they want to be on the KO, I would just, if it's Stax, I would go 100% for it because he does have, that previous IGL also mid-round call-in aspect that is going to help the team so much, and he's so used to playing on the initiator that I think it suits him perfectly.
Well, it's time for us to jump into game now, and for me to pass this over to your casters for the first series. It's Mitchman and Tombiz.
Thank you so much, Yinsu. We are delighted to be here bringing you the opening game in Reykjavik. Tom, we already have some surprises right off the bat. DRX coming in with a little bit of a, I won't say it's a new agent comp. We have seen it before, but it's certainly not the one we thought we'd see.
No, if anything, it's a revert. Like, they've gone back to what they were doing in Champions when they faced off against Fnatic. It's something I think they've actually only used once, and they didn't win, but it was definitely better than what we saw recently. So I'm excited for this, and yeah, Buzz back on jet. Everyone wants to see that. Everyone in the world wants to see that. So I think it's going to be a fun match.
It's what we hear about all the time, the Korean jet of Buzz, and now we're going to get to see him going toe-to-toe with Depp as we jump into Icebox, the first map of this series. And we were hearing from the desk that, DRX, they have a pretty good track record when it comes to opening games at international events. They've picked up everyone so far.
Yeah, they don't have a great track record when it comes to Icebox, though. So we'll see which one is going to be stronger going into this matchup. But yeah, it's going to be the early start now over on that attacking side for DRX. And honestly, I think that this is one of those series for Zeta where I agree with Bala. Like, if they don't win this map, I think it's going to be incredibly difficult for them. especially with their overall track record at these sort of events.
Well, look at this. We're only a couple of seconds into the round, and it seems there's been a clear definition of where this is going. The B side is under threat. You don't see this in EMEA all too often, and they're starting it off with a lot of aggression. Look who's already up in the spawn. Stack's trying to chase Depp down, but now he's in a bit of an awkward spot. He needs help. They need to come and try to help him out of this corner because it looks like Zeta know that he's in there. They're clearing it as they go. They've got to deal with Stacks in the spawn, and he goes out wide. Reload off, and a third almost found, but 10 just about survives. And look who's wrapping around the back. Another kill in the way of DRX.
Yeah, this is starting to become incredibly difficult for the defenders, but Sugar Zero will be able to clear one off the back, leaving it down into that 2v2. The problem, though, is that spike is ticking. They have to get a move on, and there's still utility just landing to try and deny them off that defusal. The swing does have to come through, but it's already done. DRX are going to get themselves the pistol, and wow, they're already getting close to what they did in their own region. I think they got 3 rounds last time they played.
Yeah, so pretty solid to pick up that opening pistol. You know, I noticed as we were going through the map vetoes as well that Zeta actually get to start on the defensive side on every map. That's an interesting decision. I suppose that when it comes to Haven, certainly a lot of teams will prefer to start out on that attack and try to gain ground early. But it is an interesting one, seeing that DRX wanted to come in here and I guess come in swinging on the attack.
Yeah, I don't think it's like crazy, especially with how Icebox, especially in the past, was very attacker-sided, and with their composition as well. Like, they're going to have lots of opportunities, especially to try and deny that utility. Like when you have, again, a chamber, a lot of the time you want to get aggressive and escape. Well, if you can't escape, it becomes a little bit more difficult, and especially with a lot of the defense you're going to see over on this A site, a lot of the time you rely on Viper utility, for example. Well, if that's gone, it becomes very tough.
They've done well to get a kill here already with Stacks going down. Also, the early orb by Laz, he managed to farm it and TP out. That's a great shot coming out of depth. This is starting to look doable, even with these weak pistols. An eco for Zeta. That Spectre should do a lot, but they're really not landing their shots right now. It's starting to get a little scary for DRX, but then finally they come in to save the day. Defuse on the way, but they'll easily have enough manpower to break that wall. Still, 2 players lost, you know, considering they get onto the site, they do all the hard parts successfully without losing anybody, and it's in falling back to those post plants that they lose their first player and then another after. It's a little bit of economy damage that could have been avoided.
Yeah, for sure, and now coming into the buy round, it gives that opportunity for Zeta to sort of break back, and I think they're a squad that, especially with how Laz has been playing on this chamber, definitely has a little bit more depth than they did before. I think that they have him being able to switch over to different Sentinels, but you then also have, I would say, stronger duelists, and duelists, I guess, with more depth, and that was not meant to be a part.
Yeah. Have to be careful of that one. DRX, they've come in and they've not invested too much here, you know? Even though they lost the 2 players in the last, they're happy to go for a much faster strategy. Plant's going to go down. Now, they tried to deny that with the Snake Bite and Poison Orb, but nothing's really going to come through from Zeta to aggress into it. So that space is taken for free. The plant is found, and now with the weaker weapons, they've got a much better chance if they can catch these players off guard. Already Zest has done well to find the first, and that avenue of approach is completely blocked out by the nade. But Sugar Zero's coming in on another angle, helping them out and retaking this control. This is a round Zeta should have in the bag, but these weapons can catch you off guard, and they're certainly doing that.
Yeah, this is incredibly dangerous, especially in a bonus round, and Marco comes through at the end and just closes things out. I think that, especially watching his Viper, he's one of those players that I think is just incredibly enjoyable to watch. But all in all, I think there's something that we have to mention with this series as well, especially some of the players like that sort of put out earlier that we've seen, like Laz, we've seen Crow, we've seen Stacks, RB, all play against each other for years. And even if you go into the interview yesterday, you had the likes of Stacks actually saying, like, I want to play Zeta. Like, that's the team I want to go for. Like, obviously, he did pick 2 of the teams in his group out of 3. So I guess he's basically saying he doesn't want to play against NIP, but you take that as you will.
I think it's more from a track record, right? He's got some revenge to claim against some of these guys. Now, for Zeta, that's a crushing 3rd round, man. They come in here, they lose the pistol, it's fine, you ride it off, they do decent damage round 2, and DRX, as I said, they didn't really invest that much in the previous round. They didn't buy up on the 2 players. They dropped over what pistols they could, played it as a low buy, and with that, I wouldn't say innovative strategy, something we've seen a lot, splitting through mid, going up for that top B plant. they've claimed themselves a bonus. Now all they need to do is deal with these pistols, but there are a lot of them. Laz leading the charge with the Headhunter, but they're slowed down, and now DRX just shift their attention to the other side of the map where a plant should be secured pretty easily.
Yeah, I don't think that's something you're going to see too often, is 4 players pushing down B and the other trying to load
really,
back
no.
through mid, but DRX cope with it well. Already looking to get their 4th round onto the board, and yeah, this after plant, I don't think it's one that you can really hope for too much damage. Again, though, if you start to look at the ultimates that are on the other side, like Laz is going to get his tour de force into the next round, save them a little bit of extra cash, and have a chance to basically lock down that B side, or maybe get a little bit more aggressive, if that's what we're going to see. For now, though, he's still got his Headhunter, and maybe that'll be enough. 1 bullet, though.
Yeah, well, he might just be able to get a kill out of it. Shot missed, though. And look at all that utility on the spike. They've tried to push forward and take some space. Instead, they've done exactly that. It looks like only 1 left alive for DRX, but Mako gets out alive for 4 rounds on the board. A little closer than you would have liked for sure, and they're having a lot of problems on those post plants on A.
He's 9-0. He's clutched out the 2v2 in the last round, and they just got 4 kills to make sure they didn't lose to the pistols. Still a good round for Zeta overall. Like, they've managed to get themselves into a position where they have most of their ultimates online. They're coming in with the 4x, you got the operator, and you also now have yourself the tour de force, so it's definitely going to be able to shut down some more of those longer range angles. The issue, though, already 4-0 up, and still with enough economy to buy back into the next round. DRX, if they manage to win this one, I'm really worried for Zeta.
Oh, for sure. Things start to spiral out of control pretty quickly. I'm looking at Stacks here and saying he's got his ultimate online. Laz is going to try to use the tour de force. He's only got a classic to back him up. If he gets hit by KO here, he'll have no opportunity to take them down, but luckily, that ult comes in a little bit late. Laz is already well out of there. He's TP'd over towards Kitchen, and so he's still going to be able to use that tour de force if he keeps range. But look at TRX. They're looking to take range out of the question entirely, but 2 quick kills for 10. That leaves the KO in the open. They want to try to get out there and recover him, but I mean, that's a risky move by RB. Okay, Deb really thought he had the flank open there.
Sneaking his way through. They're even going to kill off Stacks, make sure he can't come back from the dead. But they still have to clear this Viper's Pit. And it's going to be a lot easier said than done. You can see the utility already falling through. The players aren't within it. It's just buying them extra time that they have to sort of almost hunt for this player that isn't even there. And they're just playing those lineups. They've got it to half, though. They could just dodge the rest, but Marco, again, just swinging back in. He's having an incredible game so far, and now Laz is the only one standing. Someone's going to swing, but at this point, can he get it all the way through? No. It is Zest to close things out, and DRX, again, these afterplans have just been dirty.
Yeah, these guys are recovering so many bad situations on the A retakes twice. We've seen them lose a lot more than I think they should have, and then right there, even playing outside of the Viper's Pit, that's what I love. They realized, okay, these guys still have the drone online. If we try to hold inside of this, chances are we're going down. So instead, they go back, they play the post plant. They know once the Viper's Pit falls, you still have the orb there. They pop down the snake bite, shock darts. I mean, that utility cycle kept Zeta back from being able to defuse for so long, and ultimately cost them a man advantage retake. That's 5 for DRX, with Zeta looking at an eco. The only player able to buy is the one who used the tour de force for the last round. So this is a really tough situation.
Yeah, they've got a Blade Storm at least, one off a res. Like, again, there's still some incredibly impactful ults, but it's almost getting to the stage. Oh, damn. I feel like I've just been chilled out. I was getting really worried, Mitch. I was like, oh, you know what? It's not looking great for Zeta. I really wanted them to come in off to a good start, but I'm feeling fine now. Honestly, they're going to bring it back.
They may well do it.
I'm relaxed.
Yeah, we've seen these flip arounds happen when it comes to timeouts, and like we said, you are going to see a little bit of power behind this round with a Vandal for Laz, with a Blade Storm for Depth, but it's not going to be the prettiest of rounds. They certainly have had stronger ones in the past, but let's look back. We saw the aggression down B long. They 4-man pushed with a mid-split last time that they had a low buy. I'm interested to see if they decide to still take those risks in a round like this, where a lot of your players do still have weak weapons, so they can't really hold down positions on the map by themselves with classics. So if you're not going to play full aggression down one angle of the map, then you're going to have some sort of a backup to keep them back, whether it's your utility, like your recons going out to grab the information, to direct the players with the weapons early. More or less, you just need Laz and Depth to get players in front of them very quickly, or the round will start to fall away from you pretty quickly.
How almost want to just let it play out. I'm feeling so relaxed. It's like I could just have a little bit of a nap at this point. I'm sure the Zeta players are not feeling the same way at this stage, but it is good to see again DRX coming in off to a solid start. I've always enjoyed watching Marco on this Viper, but the performance he's putting in is a little bit crazy. It's also funny as well that the like highlights going into this one are always going to be Buzz switching his roles. Let's be real, that hasn't really been the defining point. Like, sure, he's been taking space, getting himself after plants for the team, and then they've just been playing well from those after plants. But the fact that he's almost just been chilling as we see Zess, like in-game leader up there, 6-1, having a great time. I do worry though, because again, like this is the map that I feel like Zeta need to perform on. Like the next one, it's a solid map for them in the form of Haven. It's one that they're very happy to play. It's one that they've looked good within their own region. But that always seems to be the issue. Like when we highlight this squad as like, they are the best team in Japan. Well, we have to almost wonder how much does that mean on the international stage? And sure, we've seen a map go in their direction. We've seen a series go over to Crazy Raccoon, but again, that was against Havan Liberty, which we also didn't rate particularly highly. And they now want more. We've seen it from those interviews. We've seen Laz saying, I want to win a series. I want to see how far we can get in this tournament. And sure, DRX, they always come in as one of those squads again, which we expect to be basically challenging for the title. Maybe not winning it, but challenging. If they do just stomp through Zeta, I think that's a much better sign, even if we don't necessarily expect the same from the Japanese squad.
100%. Look, if you can come in and play flawlessly, sure, but for DRX so far, they have had to recover a lot of rounds, and I think that's where Zeta probably are able to bounce back coming out of this timeout, saying, look, yeah, we lost a couple of rounds, we're 5-0 down, but we were close to winning 2 of those. Very close, in fact. The defuse in the last, I mean, had there have just been a slight delay or a little bit less utility for DRX, it could have spiraled into Zeta's control, and it would be a different game right now. It's definitely not time to feel down in the dumps, but I am concerned because of the history, the track record that Japan has at international events. It's going to start to feel like, oh, guys, not again. Surely not another one. They need to find some success, and we know that it gets to them. You see, when the Japanese teams go out, there's no reaction like it. I mean, you can see how much it means to them.
It's the one time, like, you see, like, the camera guys, like, I'm going to get in, and so I'm like, you keep away from him.
Leave him alone.
I always want to run out and just fight them on the stage. Like, you leave him alone! Like, stop it! But for anybody wondering, we do have a slight audio issue, which I believe is being fixed, and hopefully, I don't want to say it. I don't want to get pam-punched, but hopefully it should be fixed relatively quickly. You know? Yeah, but it's first day stuff. Player gets on the stage, tests their things, doesn't quite work the way they want to, so they go, Mr. Admin, can you help me fix my chair doesn't feel right. It's like, I can move it up and down a bit, but it doesn't, it's like the arms in it, and then...
Do you know what's really weird to me, man, is how different the players are, because we have a little sheet, and it's just a random piece of information. I don't even think it's for us, I think it's for the people assembling the stage, but it's interesting that some of the guys play with arms on it and some don't. It seems to be like a roughly 50-50 split on who has arms on their chair and who doesn't.
Yeah, on the chair. Not they do all play with their arms.
Typically,
not like our observers using foot pedals and stuff.
That is true. Yeah, they've got some crazy setups.
That's the one thing I've realized. But the further I get into esports is how nerdy observers are, because I always just thought it was like keyboard, you have your mouse, then you have another bloke, there's another couple of things, and then you see like some people having like controllers, then some people having like different foot pedals that do all these different things. It's like, you know, the marching bands where it's like they're like playing a trombone at the same. That's our observers.
I hope production has that recorded. No, Tom just did a fantastic example of how a marching band works. So if y'all could just clip that afterwards, that'd be great.
Yeah, that's not going to be used
and
for
anything
else.
I really agree with you, Tom. You know, yeah, observers, such nerds, say the video game commentators. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're the cool kids.
We're the cool guys. Yeah.
Don't clip that.
We were the jocks. Please. Tom's he is handing out gestures right now. And it's great. I think they can chroma key out what's behind you, make it a green screen.
Yes, we've already witnessed.
See what they can do.
That could be edited. But
within seconds as well. So thanks for that, Tom. We're going to have some fun after this.
Speaking of observers, Zilf has a lot of spare time. Because he may have had a child, but he can still edit us into the different films within a second. So, you know.
Well, these comm issues obviously taking a moment, but I think Zeta are going to be happy to have a little breather. But you know what? Let's cut it short. Let's let him know.
I won't let him have a breather. Never mind! Get back in the game!
Hold your damn breath. It's 10 seconds left before we jump right back on in. And as you can see, things haven't changed too much since we went away. You've got a rifle in the hands of Laz. You're going to have Blade Storm for Depp, and that's you just about up to speed. This is not looking like a great round for the Zeta side, but they'll see what damage they can get done here.
Yeah, I really am going to focus on Depp a lot in this round. I think he's someone that, even watching within his region, can definitely be a little bit hit and miss. I think going on to what will be his primary duelist, we see him on the Jet, we see him switch over at times to the likes of Sage. This is the map where I need to see him step up to the likes of his opposition. And the thing is, so far, DRX, they haven't really needed Buzz to go crazy. Like, he's done his role, he's got them space, he's got them after plants, but realistically, they've looked better as a whole, whereas, especially in a round like this, when he's on that Bladestorm, I want to see him pop.
Oh, for sure. This is where value has to be found, really, and bringing that Jet through. You've got your extra little buy. 55 seconds left. Look how cautious DRX are being. They know that they're up against something. And they've heard that Bladestorm popped in the early stages. Look at this little bit of aggression, perfectly timed out of Laz. He makes his way through middle just as they move into the A site. But Tom, they have a misread on it. They think that they're setting up for a B play, so they've left A completely open. And DRX are going to walk in and find it for free, depending on the timing, because look at this. 10 is moving back around. Depp here with the Bladestorm, and he's just about avoided being detected. This could be huge. The information on the back of the side is there. The Bladestorm will try to pick off one or two. No success to start with, although that shock dart lands.
Look at the time. There's only 15 seconds left. If they actually just wait for this afterplant to come through, there's a real opportunity, but Depp gets absolutely nothing. Teammates still here. Crow will drop another, still has another shock dart to try and fire into the corner, and he's going to get himself a second. Jonas loving this one, leaving just stacks remaining. A 1 versus 3, an opportunity for a first round to come onto the board, but there's still a lot to be done. Laz will land the final headshot, and hey, all they needed was a breather.
That's all they did, a breather, a Bladestorm, and a big performance on that A site. Zeta are able to pick up a first round. They've got a few rifles in their back pocket. That's what you want after a pause like that. You have your conversations, you fix up your issues.
I love we talk about the Bladestorm and the rifle, and the thing that wins the round is shock darts.
Yep.
No one could have seen that coming.
Yeah, I know one guy. Well, you know, I'm looking at Depp on that, though. He managed to stay outside of even the detect when Stax was going in to try and make sure that that Bladestorm wouldn't be an issue for them. That didn't even come through in the end. All in all, beautiful round. Now, is it repeatable? Can we see the same thing again? Because remember, this was a very different face from DRX. They played super passive. They started to push with 50 seconds left. Time was a huge constraint. We won't see that from them, well, I wouldn't imagine, back-to-back.
Yeah, and their buy round kind of sucks as well. Like, sure, they've got some ultimates that should keep them going along the way, and they've definitely got Buzz now with an opportunity to sort of show why we're referring to him as the Korean Jet, because this is the chance for him to almost take over the round. But again, they look to head towards this B site. It has been hugely successful, which again, for at least from EMEA, that's a rarity.
Yeah, for sure. The A site run-it-backs have been in so many times. I mean, just watch a G2 game. You'll never see the B site. This is a big stack out of Zeta. They're already in position. This could be dangerous. Hunter's Fury coming through, but it doesn't land to start with. And RB makes it away. Lucky too as well. Oh, well, maybe not so lucky.
Yeah, he's been caught out. Holding on to this, not going to be easy, but again, they've just got all of this afterplant utility being set up to try and delay. It's actually not landed. That's a bit of a problem. It gives an opportunity for them to try and get in, but instead, Buzz just goes popping through the screen and already manages to drop one.
He's got an updraft if he wants to go above. Running low on knives, but now he's refreshed up. The backstab coming through. That's Hunter's Fury out of play. A little bit dangerous, though, as Sugar Zero's dancing around. Crow's coming in to help on the other side. Stacks, good for both, though, closing out the round and putting 6 on the board. DRX, again, having success on that B push, Tom. It really doesn't feel like I'm watching Valorant, like I'm watching Icebox, getting to see that side of the map.
And then the problem is, as well, is that in terms of the actual setup for Zeta, they had all 5 players ready for the spike to go down. The whole point was that they were meant to deny the plant. That was the goal. Don't let them plant in the first place, and then it's dropped in the open with no Sage wall. Well, they failed with a Hunter's Fury, and that's where things start. You're kind of like, that was your whole plan. That doesn't work. It's a big issue. And then the retake was just not there. Like, even with the flank, it seemed a little mistimed from the rest of the players pushing, and you can't give DRX a round like that. Like, they were already in a great spot. Now, well, they've just destroyed your economy as well.
And to be honest, RB, you know, that Hunter's Fury not landing, because they put down a snake by the Hunter's Fury, it didn't really matter, because Laz still managed to take him out. So, like, the intention of the play sort of worked, except the spike got planted, which is a bit of a downside, obviously. But at the end of the day, you know, it's from there when things fall apart. It's the fact that DRX are able to consistently find those trades. But I'm surprised they revert back to the play that we'd seen just the round before when Zeta had the Blade Storm and the one rifle to work with. DRX, a minute in, are still in their spawn. They're holding defaults, waiting for Zeta to push.
Yeah, and I think they have to expect it at this point. Like, with the B site, I feel like playing passively just hasn't worked out at all for Zeta, so being a little bit more aggressive, taking that little bit of extra space wouldn't be a bad thing, and with only a headhunter available, at least for now, there's potential to see a little bit more if Laz can get a couple of kills, but he's going to try and play a bit more aggressive, but there goes everything. He doesn't even think he has his pistol anymore. Oh no, he did. He managed to keep it.
Just about avoided it, yeah, and he's able to TP out because of it, so that's given them at least a new lease of life. Unfortunately, nothing was found in that initial duel. Thunder's Fury going to be popped through on the attacking side. There's a kill from it. He knows there's another player in the area, and although it doesn't find the frag, it's at least thinned out the defenders that little bit. Good shock dart. They've been on point so far. RB, again, he's not able to get out of there alive, and now it's a little bit more difficult, but okay! Hiding behind his wall, Sugar Zero still alive. Snake Bite down for the kill, but it is gotten halfway at least. That is a glimpse of hope, but Zeta are being pushed on. There is no stopping Mako, and they know exactly where Depp is. He steps into the Viper's pit, and he steps right out of the round. 7-1. DRX are looking unbelievable on a map that, I mean, we questioned even when we saw this one come up. I was leaning towards maybe a fracture ban or something, and they come in. This is where we end up. Dominant 16-3 for Mako.
Yeah, I feel like the second it gets into like the last 20 seconds, if he's still alive, you've already lost. Like, he's had so much of his utility just held to those last few seconds to make sure that he could basically just pop it. Obviously, he's getting so many kills that the Viper's gets covered online every couple of rounds, and they don't seem to have anything to be able to force him out of that position. And even when they did, he was aware of it.
Things have been a little bit rough for Zeta so far. Now they come in, full buy, no pause afterwards. I thought it was interesting in the last round, you know, we talked about DRX and how they hadn't, on the Zeta side, been able to hold the B site, and you're maybe thinking that they're going to start to change things up, look for aggression. The same thing here. I think it comes back to what Bala was saying. He called them the kings of, or the conditioning kings, was exactly what he said. And when you look at how DRX are playing, it does definitely feel like they're pushing forward, they're exploiting weaknesses, and then they're just sitting back and going, okay, what are you going to do now? How are you going to fix that problem? And they're not going to run in and let you catch them off guard. Great kill by Mako. That's Laz trying to get the kill and TP out, but Mako just doesn't miss, man. And he gets another. Come on.
You got your entry fragging Viper coming through. I guess at this point they've just gone, Mako, you're kind of popping. Do you want to just give it a go? And he's just wiped out their whole team. In the meantime, they managed to get the plant down, and he's already still lurking around the back lines, just waiting patiently. This man is having a worldie of a game, and it seems like there's nothing Zeta can do about it.
I mean, when you're feeling it like this, man, everything's working out for him. Even look at that timing. He decides to walk back down through Tube, has his poison orb up. That's decaying Depp away, and then Depp steps out of it to try and get a pick, and Mako's waiting for him. It's like he knows exactly where these guys are at all times. Unbelievable for an 8-1 lead now on the attacking side. And we said Zeta, they're starting on the defense on every single map. If this is how things start out and DRX get to basically set the pace themselves every time, I'm very worried for the Zeta side.
Well, yeah, especially, again, putting into context that this is the map that realistically DRX don't really play. Like, even going back all the way to Champions, they played it once since then. Since they lost to Fnatic, they played it once. Now, I will say, probably should stick with this comp. Like, it seems to be working quite well, but I don't know if that's down to the comp or just down to the fact that it seems like, again, and this is something that I'll always credit DRX for, they have an incredible read on their opponent. Like, they know what they're doing, they're very good at catching off any aggression, and if you allow them to then fall into an execute because you haven't taken any map control, they're very good at setting themselves up. And that, it almost seems like at the moment Zeta are just struggling to disrupt anything that they're doing. And because of that, well, they're getting slaughtered.
Well, DRX are saying to hell with those slow strats. Time to pick up the pace. A-side attack. Tour de Force out. No more slows to come through. No utility whatsoever for Zeta. They've got to do this with their weapons. And Buzz, he's already here. A double kill for the Korean Jet as DRX overrun the A-side.
Yeah, and again, now it comes down to a retake where one of your players is basically using an operator. He's already gone. They are just picking them apart one by one. Depp is going to get a kill just as he leaves, but a complete change of pace. And again, something that DRX are incredibly good at. After playing these slow default rounds, patiently waiting, they throw in a fast one, remove all your utility, and by the time you've even realized you're already dead.
Tom, I always put my phone away before we start this. I'm going to keep it away for the rest of the day because I don't want to see the tweets from Paper Thin and Achilleos after this. They're going to be unbearable. 9-1. I mean, this is the best we've seen the Korean team look coming into the event. Only one map, only 10 rounds in, but if they keep up this pace down, they're going to have a lot more eyes on them. That's for damn sure. Looking at this attack, it looks like a default play yet again. They're going to set up for B, same wall going down, and we've seen Zeta fall for this before. Remember the round they rotated off A, left it completely open, and the only player outside of B was Zest. He was just giving it away completely. He was selling the fake perfectly. They hope this time they can do something similar and cause Zeta to get a little bit confident and push down mid or something. But these guys, I mean, at this stage, looks like they're almost just playing scared, holding back, waiting for DRX to do something.
Yeah, and on the other side, DRX are like a regiment. They're just set up waiting, making sure that no one can get cheeky, no one can take any space. And in other words, no one can get any information. Instead, I actually like this change. Zeta's starting to set up into mid, looking to maybe catch them off guard with a little bit more of a push in that direction. The issue, though, is how much can delay. Like, will they be able to delay enough for this flank to matter? And on the other side, they still have Marco just waiting and watching. And with the drone being heard, I think they're going to have a decent idea that they're coming around the back.
Well, the idea might not matter. That's Mako down, the big player for DRX so far. Zest has caught players off from this corner before. They should be clearing it, and that they are. Down he goes, another player. Lost for DRX, but hold on. Surely they're not recovering this immediately. The spray for RB connects. The res is through. DRX are steaming back into the lead. In just a matter of seconds, this round just flips into their control. And now things are looking pretty miserable. Sugar Zero does his best, but I mean, there's just too much to play against here.
RB's timing, even off the swing of the drone, just hands him a free kill. And Crowd, like, what can he even do at this point? Finds the first at least. 3 bullets left in the clip, and RB's going to swing off the back of the ping. Another player stepping up for the side of DRX, and, well, I think you can stick a fork in this one. I think it's done.
Yeah, it's certainly starting to feel that way. You know, when you look at DRX in these positions... Hey, listen, it's not even the first half over yet, Tom, you know? Zeta can double the rounds. Things can look fantastic, and that's a key point. They need to win this round, man. They've got one. I mean, you cannot come into the next half and hope to do it with an 11-1 score. We have seen it in the past, but it's a pretty big ask, especially with the way that DRX are going right now. I mean, Buzz even has Bladestorm coming into this final round, give him a little bit of diverse battles to take. Zeta seem to be well, at the start of the round, 2 players stacked up on B. I was thinking maybe they were going to start shifting forward, and indeed they are.
Like, because I've seen that Viper's Pit online for a little bit now, and I'm curious where, like, he's got himself the Spectre, so he could definitely sit within it. They could use that to try and lock down some control on the other side of the map. Either that or they're trying to save it for a retake scenario, but I almost feel like they have to be more proactive at this point, try and take some map control away.
Yeah, I do also think, though, when you look at how DRX have played, which has been just straight blitzing, and even when they've blitzed into 5 players, they've still won the round. So I kind of get it from Zeta, just not gambling and putting all their eggs in one basket. Good opening already for Laz, and there's another. Still has his TP to work with, so he's going to stick around here, knowing that he can anchor himself over towards Kitchen if he needs. This is a perfect start to potentially double up on Zeta to close this out. He can't go too much further.
Yeah, not worth the risk, especially at this point. And well, I guess he could just stick around for even longer, just trying to wipe out their squad all on his own. They haven't spotted the swing out from Stacks. He will be able to trade one out. Sugar Zero is going to go swinging, but he'll win that important battle. Looking like their second round is almost guaranteed, but I was going to say the last man standing was Mako, but thankfully they'll be able to get this one over the line, Mitch. And hey, they did double their rounds.
They did. Look, 2 is pretty abysmal for the first half, but we're going to hope that coming on into this, the attack can be a little bit different. You know, Zeta were in a position where for the majority of that defensive side, they were sat back. They were waiting for DRX to make a move, and you could see how some of these rounds were going. But Tom, you know what? Let's talk a little bit more about that first half over on the analyst desk.
Thank you very much there, Mitch and Tom. Now, we had this whole mini segment about the changes with the meta, about the agent compositions. At what point, Bala and Kakuka, do we consider Viper as the new duelist?
So somewhere
I
there.
have no idea you're going there. Actually.
I mean, I agree with Tom.
Yeah.
I think I agree with Tom. He was like, you know, if you're having the game, just go and have fun. It doesn't matter what the Chamber's playing. We're not even going trying to neutralize him. You just go and pick him, and Mako was just doing it.
Yeah, that's what he was. But the thing that started it all was the fact that he was playing post plant so well. I mean, round 1 they started out with a post plant round, and it was his Viper mollies that really carried it all the way through. He's 20 kills in the first half. That is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
And it's forced Zeta to play such a different way. I mean, they're holding the Viper's Pit to use it for retake in that final round. He doesn't even get to use it, but I mean, there's still those instances where they're trying to flank, and Pigeon Strikers, DRX just got him covered.
And it's not only the kills, okay? We talk about round 5. They already have the Viper's Pit. They know exactly what they want to do. They just go on A, set up, the plant is yours. Zeta given that space completely. And they're like, yeah, we're chilling. And we know it's an important round. They have the full buy, and it just kept happening over and over. We have Mako's ultimate. We just go on to B, have some fun. Lovely to see. You know, the only mistake that they made besides this last round was what happened onto A on that eco the Zeta was having, and when they were retaken. So what they did on the next one was like, you know, when they're playing on an eco, instead of just waiting on the classic DRX setup that they do, just holding the default at the beginning of every round, we're just gonna go in. We're just gonna go in. We have the kills and another run for us. So one mistake, one solution.
Yeah, you have to be prepped now for DRX to play these post-plant setups. You absolutely have to have reactions on how their reactions are gonna go, because clearly that's how they're gonna go.
I mean, hopefully we see a bit of a comeback maybe into the second half as I bring this back to Mitch and Tom.
Thank you so much, Sue. Yes, the second half is just about to kick off here, and it might not be that long of a half. Only a couple of rounds needed for DRX to push this across the line. I don't, but it looks like DRX do. They're speed running this map. We're going to be jumping in with a lot of information to play with DRX. They've spotted 2 players. They've heard a stampede outside of A. And Stax, well, he's going to play the retake that they've already set up, taking the orb and getting out of there.
Yeah, they have a lot of utility for it as well. Like, you look at the Snakebite, Shock Dart, Fragment, they're all just basically set up to try and damage that player who looks to go for the plant as much as possible. And they're looking to try and catch out the mid-rotate. This is a problem. Sugar Zero going down will leave them without the screen, so that they've already lost a big part of their utility as they try and make the entry into the site.
Now, we've seen Stax set up for this already, but that's to stop them from down below. Unfortunately, they have planted above, leaving 10 in a pretty good spot. Shock Dart comes through, and again, not going to find anyone. Zeta primed for this. They've lost 1 player, and DRX are retaking on purpose, and they have a Viper wall down to help them do that. So we need a duel to go their way, equalizing this up, but Dep's caught on the way back out. Headhunter running out of ammo, and the TP's needed to get on out of there. There's the wall that allowed the defuse to already come through halfway, and this is looking like it's done. The defuse right under their nose. All the kills are theirs, but they can have them. DRX have taken 11.
Yeah, it seems like one of those points where they're so busy fighting everyone else that maybe even the call just didn't go through, that wall had come up. And I guess a lot of that just came down to a perfect read from DRX once again. Like, okay, they didn't know exactly where they would plant, but then they still had the wall and just countered them and held all of the other angles that they could actually swing onto the spike. And at that point, it doesn't matter. Like, they are adapting quicker than Zeta can actually come up with the idea in the first place.
And they actually did notice the wall, because the immediate reaction when the wall went up, everyone tried to shoot it, but DRX were right on them. They pushed straight away, meaning that there was no way to destroy it. You've got a classic, you've got to be spraying it from the second it goes up, and now there's players trying to kill you while you're doing it. So that was a lost round the second the wall came into play, and DRX had that much of an advantage to work with. Dep, well, he's been solid with that weapon in the past, but this time the Sheriff won't find anything. Another opening for DRX.
Yeah, it's almost a little bit of a fake as the remainder look to try and actually make a way in towards the B site. Already spotting out Laz as well, so they've denied so much extra control. It's just going to have to be a straight up push into B, and I'll be honest, I don't believe there's going to be much success off of this when there's already 4 players there.
Oh, this is starting to look a little bit scary for Zeta, because they've got pistols. They're moving up towards an open site, and if they don't have some very interesting ideas of how to get this done, I'm looking at an aggressive wall. No wall at all. It's one of those rounds. They're trying to bait players into open combat. They know they won't win for the most part. And look, if you put that wall down, 400 credits, then I'm not going to agree is worth spending in this round. So they've made the right call. They're going to get massacred just by the nature of this round. 12-2. and they'll be able to invest coming into what could be the final round. They need 10 in a row. That almost seems impossible with the way that some of these players, especially Mako, are popping off.
Yeah, and as well, it's a little bit worse by the fact they get no damage. A Prime Gaming Flawless coming through, and it means that ultimately they've got themselves a free bonus as if they didn't already. Like, they can go into this one, take some risks, do something a little bit silly, and then still have, what, 9 other attempts to try and actually close out the map with weapons. So it's a very scary time if you're on the other side. And with 3 players already building up, it looks like they're just going to aggressively push forward. And because of the 0 point they've been throwing over the last couple of rounds, nobody really took any ground. And Buzz, aggressive, and he gets out.
That dash working perfectly to get him around the corner. But here's where at least Zeta can claim some of the advantages. They've got ranged fights on offer. Laz is trying to get a little bit aggressive. He's pushing up into them, and that's not expected. He'll be able to convert. RB down, numbers equalized. This is what you want in this round. Look for DRX. They've got weak weapons. So in heads-up duels, they should be losing. In fact, 50 HP left on Buzz. He was being tagged up that whole time. And they're trying to initiate some of these engagements, and successfully. Buzz shouldn't be able to get another there. He's bailed out, like he got snake bit and everything.
I don't understand how he's escaped at this point. He probably should have died after the initial duel, and he's still swinging into angles that they're spraying. If they're going to try and fall back from here, I'm worried for them, but at the same time, they'll be pushing into a 3-man stack if they don't.
Yeah, that drone obviously came over, so Buzz swings to try get them through the smoke once they get revealed. They have a pretty good idea of where he's going to be. I don't know if they saw him there. That drone got destroyed from backside, if I'm not mistaken. Buzz still dancing around. How is this guy still alive? He goes down finally, but Zest steps up to close this out by the looks of things. 13-2. We had our concerns about the Japanese region coming into this, but I hope that's not anything to indicate what's happening moving forward. Icebox, the map that everyone said would be Zeta's hands down. Barely got off the starting block.
Yeah, no, that is as bleak as it gets, I think. Like, they pretty much got battered all the way through. Like, maybe Laz putting a few kills up here and there, but the fact that you've just got Marco, like, far and away the best player of this matchup, and then everybody else was basically just doing their roles, playing as well as they could. Like RB at the bottom of the board, he got half his kills in 1 round. It's not that he's playing bad, it's that everybody else is playing so phenomenally.
You know what really concerns me though? It's the fact that there was absolutely no sign of slowing down for DRX. They did not take their foot off the pedal. They didn't start to make some crazy rounds or big mistakes. These guys were still playing defaults when they're like 10-1 up. They're playing slow, waiting for a push. Zeta were given no room to come back into that series, which is exactly what you want if you're a Korean fan. But for the Japanese who have definitely waited their time, it's not exactly ideal to kick things off.
Yeah, it was a tough first opponent, and again, we premised it by saying that I think this is one that DRX have been able to prepare for. Like, the fact that they almost went into it with Stack saying, like, this is a team I wanted to play. Well, you don't say you want to play a team and don't actually watch what they've been doing. But of course, Mitch, it is only that first map. Like, yes, it was brutal. Yes, it was a map that they were expected to win, but it was also probably a map that DRX saw coming with the veto that they went for. Haven, it was always one that both teams were expecting to happen, Mitch, so maybe there's a little bit more hope. I know that we've got Mr. Bala over there who's going to keep things nice and positive, so maybe we should throw it off to him and off to the commercials instead.
Oh, let's throw things over to the commercial break, and then we're going to come back with the analyst desk right after this.
What a dominant start from DRX as they take map 1 in this opening best of 3 series. I'm Yingsu and I'm back on the desk with Bola and Kakuka. I know we were talking about perhaps throwing the word upset around before Icebox started, but wow, I feel like there was just nothing Zeta could do.
Nope, that was domination. That was utter domination. I mean, there's not even much analysis because that was just so disgusting. Mako. That's all you had to say.
That's a sum up completely.
Bites.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. And we cannot, forget about the performance of the rest of the team. It's just when Mako is getting 20 kills in a half. How many can the rest of your teammates get? So of course it came down a lot to that. I think that also the way that they were understanding the map and they were setting the strats, it felt like Zeta literally did not have an answer, did not understand when to take up the space and what to do with it. They seeking of information was just not enough, and when they decided to actually, take a step up and actually, take control of the mid and just be aggressive on that, even if it's a buy round, they're just ready. DRX was just ready waiting for that.
It is kind of interesting, though, because to play this heavy post-plant style in a meta right now where that isn't quite common anymore. I mean, on Icebox, it's not like that was that far away, but for everything else and to go for it this many rounds in a row, it definitely feels like we haven't seen that much recently, but potentially they feel like that's the way the meta is going, and they're doing this on different maps as well. So surprised to not see Zeta ready for that, because to me that was kind of the theme for DRX going into this entire thing.
They kind of bit the bait, didn't they? Because they knew that this was an option that they were going to go for, but they were not prepared. Probably in the region did not see anything like that. But DRX played very DRX, you know, just, as I said, holding the default and then, we go into this. We have to improve this. Okay, it will never happen again. I'm really concerned about Haven now.
Yeah, I'm not believing in any scrim bucks ever again.
I told you it was Turkish team.
It's just a lie. And the guy
tell you that at Berlin.
Yeah, you did many times. I never learned. And of course, Stax is the one that was feeding us information, and here he is at the AIM Lab pre-match shoot-around. As we kind of see how he's warming up for this game. Okay, man's got reflexes, Kakuka.
I cannot shoot that fast. I don't think I can do anything that fast in my life. I cannot even count that fast.
100K? I think he's going to go for 100K. What a beast. So fast.
I mean, this is what you need, right? When you're beating a team 13-2, I feel
vertical
like,
flip.
Yeah, you don't just beat them 13-2 from nothing. But of course, Stax, looking ahead as well. There we saw the changes. We saw the Korean Jet coming back, Buzz. But going on to the next map, Haven, that is not something we're expecting to see.
We're expected to see a breach if nothing changes on the side of DRX, but it's actually a comp that works really well, that is adapted to the meta and to the needs of the team. So I don't think and I don't expect changes on that side. I would like to see them on the side of Zeta because I feel like there are some parts, like for example, I understand that you want to play the double initiator. I think it's very viable in many cases. I think that there is no other initiator like Sova that gives you that extra information. There's no other spotter that can do that job for you. If you want to decide to play without that, it has to be in exchange for something very, very strong. And especially the way that DRX plays on Haven, having so much heavy control over Banana and the A side in particular, I think they're really going to struggle if they want to defend with just Jet Sky.
So in attack of the Sova-less comp, basically, you want the Sova back.
I would like the Sova back. I'm not a bit, I would like the Sova back.
Yeah, okay. I think that we need to drop the Astra. I think
that too. But
that's like the most important thing on this map, right? Just because it's 3 sites you have to cover, and with 1 less star, that is so difficult to play. I can understand it on maps like Split in a sense, but this one particular, I think we definitely need to see something different.
Okay. I have to agree.
I mean, we talk about the trump cards, though. Is that where you want to lose the edge that you have when nobody else is doing this and you're one of the only teams?
Is it an edge on this map, though?
Do you feel like it is?
No, I don't think so. But the whole point that I'm just making here with the three sites, the coverage is too wide for now only having 4 stars. So I don't think there can be an edge. Maybe if you have some God Astra, and I think Sugar Zero could be that, but after that performance, maybe not.
I think it's still very concerning because we know that DRX in every single map has a lot of set strats. On this map, set is going to be the same on attack, but I'm really concerned since they're started on the defense that we're actually going to have the same situation happening again as on Icebox when they got to the attack and actually do not even have time to prepare for something else. Also, RB is going to be back on the Jet. Take care because Bass is going to be on that Killjoy, and let me tell you, it's just going to be more of the same. He's literally going to be watching the back or playing for double doors on the defense. It's just going to be crazy. He's going to be taking all the kills, even though he's playing, but it doesn't matter. I'm just excited to see what Mako is going to do.
Yeah, exactly. That man is a beast. And he'll play the Omen on this map. And I think one thing that we were talking about before the match started was how Zeta actually took a lot of inspiration when they do play Omen because of the way that Mako plays it. So they fault line and paranoia in parallel, and that allows them to completely bombard a site. You have to pay attention to that in this map. You have to.
Yeah, and the combo of Stax and RB with the flash dash onto site with the smoke is so strong in the hands of DRX. We're going to see it a lot, and they're going to just be teasing a little bit. They're going to give a couple of rounds onto A, being like, oh yeah, we're super A heavy. I think it's the same situation when they had the Viper's Pit and they were like, yeah, just go on to B, fast execute. We get the spike down. We just use the ultimate. With, for example, the Killjoy ultimate is going to be sometimes the same. And then after they've gone A for like
me into anything.
A huge surprise. Loud, we still haven't seen them in that. Let's see.
Played their game. We're not like massively surprised. It's not like they completely turned themselves into a different game. But here, as we head into Prime Gaming Agent Select, what would you like to see from Zeta? How do you want them to respond?
Yeah, the Omen. I maybe agree potentially with the bringing back the Sova, although I've seen that this comp is very strong, the Sky and Breach that you see on the screen.
Yeah, there's no changes. They're just doing what we expected them to do from the last time they played this map.
Yeah, but no Omen is a big letdown for me. I mean, again, I just feel like Asher on this map specifically, I'll defend her to the grave everywhere else, but this map specifically, I think it's just tough.
I think it's, you know, very execute heavy. You're going to be having an easy time walking onto a side, but I don't think you have enough for the defense, and I think that is lacking a little bit of that balance that you need in every single composition, knowing that, as you were mentioning, Astra is not that strong anymore. And yeah, no surprises, so I think that DRX should be happy.
But again, how would you like to see Zeta respond to this? They
need
what
to be
DRX
taking the
do.
space. They need to be taking the space, and they need to know when to take it, because it was happening on Icebox, and the way that DRX works, if they manage to actually get through those set strats and everything is working, if you don't actually put the pressure onto them, nothing's going to change.
Or Sugar Zero, he's sticking with that Astra. I can't wait to see what Mitch and Tom think about this.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tough one, Tom. I gotta be honest. You know, looking at an Astra, I completely agree with Ball's perspective. I think it's so difficult to make that work coming into the current meta for Astra on Haven. Really excited to see what they have in store for us.
Yeah, my main worry is, firstly, it can be very difficult now with your mid-round calls, because you either have to wait that 25 seconds, you're like, okay, we're gonna quickly pivot.
Let's fake.
Let me just, sorry, I'll start my stopwatch, as I've got to get back all of my stars. I think on the defensive side, it has aspects that can work, like the fact that you can still activate utility as a Sentinel, but again, in a retake, you either then have to have those stars still remaining. If DRX does well to bait them out, you basically just become, well, useless. You just have to run in as cannon fodder towards the end of the round. So I think it can be played. I think it can work, but it's a niche that needs to be fulfilled by Sugar Zero. Whereas on the other side, well, I think this is a composition that we love to see from DRX, especially stacks on a breach. I see that, and I'm already excited for the game.
Yeah, and you see DRX, they're picking up the pace massively, looking in towards this A site. They've used their utility to clear it out, but Zeta have played retake, having pushed up through C long with 2 players and had that early flank started. They're happy enough to play back into this site later on, so that's going to leave DRX in a little bit of an awkward position, but they know that the flank is coming through thanks to that turret.
Already, you can see them attempting to try and clear some of the angles with the Tiger, or at least spot out a couple of different positions, but time is already ticking. They are managing to at least isolate Marco, so that's 1 player down already, but again, a lot of time has already gone, and the Flash is trying to clear out this position, not really doing their job. Again, a trade going to come back, Laz in the favor, and he's found another couple. In fact, they're trying to stick this defuse, and Laz is doing everything. A third for him, just 1 man standing. It's already hard, so he still has a chance, and he should be able to get this defuse comfortably in the end. It will be the round going the way of Zeta, and well, this man has kicked off with a bang.
That's what you want to see for Laz. Hell, you know, last map he's coming in on a duelist. That's certainly where you could make it work. But 4 kills off the bat. I don't care what agent you're on. 1-0, but Zeta, at least in the morale lead. Remember, this is their opponent's map pick. Their defensive side was very poor on Icebox, and I'm not going to say that's because of Icebox. It was because of how DRX navigated their attack. It was because they controlled them so well, and to see them pick up the pistol here, well, it at least gives us a little bit of faith. But yeah, DRX, you know, they dominated map 1, and what do we say about confident teams when you lose the pistol? Hey, take that force buy.
Oh, well, they just instantly denied their space. They're just like, no, you can't have short. We're going to aftershock it straight away. Force back those aggressive positions, and already dashing their way into the site. They managed to get an awful lot of control here. In fact, they've just dominated these early battles. The swing through from Crows just on his own. The rest of his teammates already dead, and, well, who was it who won the pistol? I've forgotten.
It was Zeta, wasn't it? This is a little bit shaky. Oh, God, they're not going to kill
But
yet.
Laz is now going to get 5 kills after getting 4 in the last round.
Yeah, well, the turret's going to see him coming, and now we look towards Mako, the player who was dominating on the previous map. And, you know, Kakuka brought it up in the pre-show that Mako's been feeling a lot more free. That's what we heard from Stax, and she theorized that's going to be fantastic if you move away from that Astra. You move towards that Omen, you can get a lot done. And what they certainly have gotten a lot done here. Prime Gaming Flawless to follow up a pistol round loss. Well, the concern that we had for Zeta's defense, I think, has been sufficiently underlined there.
But this is one of the similar issues that I think we saw last time, is that like, Laz was someone that I think you could easily highlight going into every game. Like, even though they won 1 map and they lost 4, I think he had the 7th highest like ACS of the entire tournament back at Masters Berlin. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Like,
yeah, that's pretty crazy.
That doesn't really add up. And it's similar going into this series in general, is that you have 2 Sentinel players who actually come up with like 240, 250 ACS across the board. That's rare. The fact is, though, you need to see some of the other players step up. Like, this man has clearly proven that the land setting doesn't affect him. So far, the rest of the team have been incredibly quiet, even in the last map.
That's a reality that I think Zeta are realizing all too quickly. You know, moving into this round, they take the eco. It's not one that we expect to see anything from them, but I do like the setup that they've got, you know, with Crow holding a flash, ready to pop it, allowing Depp to swing around with a shorty and maybe kill 1 or 2 players. But this all relies on DRX walking into these kind of setups, and we've seen time and time again they've been very cautious versus anti-ecos. On Icebox they were playing super slow, but what that means is eventually you have to gamble. Oh, but Zeta have moved first, and they've been spotted.
I don't necessarily mind the idea if he didn't have shorty.
Yeah, that's... Laz was with him.
I guess maybe they expected them to be a little bit further down, but then you're almost... Okay. I didn't expect them to even get a kill, but you're almost gambling on DRX being overly aggressive, and that's very unlikely. 2 kills in this round, though, probably from the 2 players they didn't expect to, considering the setup that they had, but it's a little bit of extra damage. The issue, though, the amount of weaponry that was picked up over the last couple of rounds, DRX's bank is popping.
RB's got a Blade Storm, and also the weapons that they lost, it was just the 2 Spectres, because they came out with a Phantom, or maybe it was the Vandal, but a rifle anyways, and 2 Bulldogs. So, walking out of a round where you've already had your prime gaming flaw. Look at it this way. DRX lost the pistol build. They're now 2-1 with a full buy at pretty much no cost, as if RB wanted to run the Blade Storm, but he doesn't. He's going to keep it in the back pocket. And then they have Rolling Thunder to help them initiate even further. And they've spotted Depp in the corner. He's got to burn his dash to get out of there.
Yeah, it's needed. You just see him, 2 shotguns already thrown into that corner before he even moved. But straight away, the ultimate sand up will give them the space. This is a rinse and repeat, A-site execution again and again, and it is so clean in the manner in which they do it. There is not a spot that goes unchecked when DRX enter a site, and now, well, with a lockdown in hand, they're going to try the retake.
Yeah, they're going to try, but there you go. That's the problem with running this. The lockdown's just not going to get you the space it used to, and Buzz is tearing them to shreds. 3 quick kills for this guy. And Laz and Crow, well, they're thinking about going somewhere else. I mean, this round is not theirs. They're not getting back into that site. 3-1 is what we're looking at. And then I almost ask myself, you look at Zeta, what are they going to do for the next round? I think Depp might have his Blade Storm online. Not 100% sure on that. But short of that, they're going to have to play another very low buy on most of the players.
And the worry as well is that, again, hate to bring it up, Depp has done very little so much in this match. Like his Blade Storm didn't really have any impact in the last one. Like, there was a round or 2 where he was sort of making a bit of space, but in a round like that, it's not what you need. You need someone to almost pop off.
What's quite good is, we talked about Buzz and we were hyped to see him on map 1 when he's playing the Korean Jet, and then he comes in on a Killjoy.
This is nuts. They're all falling through the air.
We didn't even get to see that in the moment. That's just ridiculous, because it's not like our observers to miss moments like that, but how can you predict a triple waterfall and he gets all
the man,
three
the
on the
man
way?
is still in aim labs, basically.
That's insane.
He's got the dots
that's
moving
the aim
through.
lab shoot around, isn't it?
It's almost too easy, but
jeez.
Yeah. Now again, we're gonna get ourselves. Oh no, it's not online. The Blade Storm a couple of ways.
Yeah, well,
so
okay.
They'll have to try and fight for the orbs, and actually we're gonna see the lockdown put into play.
That's interesting because you can't really counter that where it is with the breach, but I mean breach wasn't.
Are they
here
just
anyway,
trying to force them into the back of the site? Is that the only goal? They haven't
pistols.
cleared the corner. They have not cleared the corner. There's still a player sitting there, and that's going to be Depp who's found a rifle. I am not sure this was meant to be the way that they got into this site, but this is the thing. They left something completely unchecked. That was a mistake from DRX, and they still win the round, only losing 2 players. Yeah.
In fairness,
that was not a good execute.
This is the thing, right? Sheer chaos. You've got a lockdown to push them backside. They don't clear the close corners. Smoke's absolutely everywhere. If anything, that almost works into your opponent's favor when they have those 3 very weak weapons to play with. They can group up and play those duels together behind the smokes, but it really caught up in the anarchy of the situation. They couldn't react in time and take advantage of those small gaps that DRX left. So we go 4-1 again, and the pace of DRX, the pace setting, the conditioning that's coming through that Bola highlighted we would see, and we certainly have. This is why I was worried when I saw that Zeta were starting on the defensive side every map, because it's just, I really wanted to see them be able to dictate the pace, and instead, well, Zeta's not able to do much.
Yeah, they've still left players lurking behind as well. They have their flank firmly watched, and they've got to try and get into position here. Now, you've already seen that they managed to at least tap the spike. Zest gets a freebie, but it's only a trade on what has already come through as the remaining players look to make their way back in towards this site. But they are just playing with that afterplant utility, just consistently throwing it in. They even have lineups all the way back towards the spawn just to make sure that they can't tap it. And he's activating it as they fall so that players take damage. It's just filthy, but the trades are coming back through. What? Oh my god, there's nothing they can do. There's nothing they can do.
Korean Jet? What is this guy? He's got lineups for nano swarms. He's spraying them down.
Korean Killjoy.
Korean Killjoy.
It sounds so much better.
It works, and that's what it is, man. How all three in that, the damage, the assists on the others, the time bought. 5-1. Zeta have got to be kicking themselves. I'll tell you what, if there's not a pause right now, I don't even know what's going on in their minds. Well, they've got pistols. Maybe they do it coming in next. That's a Judge. That's a Bucky. What are we doing, Sugar Zero? Make your mind up. Okay, it's gone for the Stinger.
He settled on my least favorite.
Yeah, could have RNG'd anything else and I'd be behind it. Let's see if we can make it work.
Look at the initial setup at the moment from Zeta, though. They have 4 players on A because of that conditioning, because of what we've seen earlier in the map of just this hit A again and again and again. So you're like, okay, we have to risk it. Where are we going to go? A. Well, at the moment, at least, it's just a default hold, and even leaning on the other side of the map, which, if you've noted, is clear.
And it's actually getting even more clear because Crow was around this area. He was sort of playing around the seaside, checking it every so often. He's now pulled back to a full retake, playing all the way back in the spawn. They've got a turret covering the B mid push, but yeah, Zeta is still heavy. They were still heavy gambling on the A play. I'm starting to see Sugar Zero move out, but he's come back into play. Okay, this is good. They know exactly what's going down. Zeta just need to follow up with the frags, but that's where the problems are with these weapons.
Okay, all right. Decent start for RB. They've actually got aggressive themselves, swinging back off of the utility used. And, well,
that wasn't pleasant.
Again, like, you've used a Rolling Thunder, you've got the perfect stack, and you get 2 kills. Like, this is the thing, at this point, I don't even think Zeta have had bad reads. Like, they haven't had much to read because it's basically just been, they've been going A every single round other than the one time they were B. But if you stack a site and use an ult and get absolutely nothing for it, that starts to scare me quite a bit.
I do think the ult, it's a little bit of a knee-jerk once those players start to come through, but they opened it up with the first kill. At that point, I think it was definitely the right call, but not be able to convert on those players trapped down on short, that's where the problem really lies. Now, we're obviously seeing a pause come through, which makes me a little bit happy. This is a buy round out of Zeta, and although it might be technical, well, listen, they can still have a little.
Mitch really enjoys these.
Love a good tech pause, me. You know that, Tom. But look, for Zeta at the moment, they can definitely use a breather. It's 6-1. They are being smothered. And the worst part is when they go towards the site, when they try to take that control or try to play the retakes, they're just being rolled. And if you try to adapt to early round, taking control and pushing up like they did in the pistol, DRX are waiting for it. This is a DRX that are just one step ahead. Maybe more.
Keyboard issue. So it's going to be fixed. Something that will be, hopefully,
plug it in.
Not too late. Yeah, again, you want. They're all ballers. I'm sure they've got loads. Just like the guy on the desk.
You'd be surprised, man. The amount of players that travel to LAN events without backup, like mice and keyboards, it's crazy. Especially when they're sponsored by those people. You can just get those keyboards, you know? Because I remember...
Do you know what would be even more mad? Like, if you were traveling to quarantine in a hotel and you didn't bring the right cables for, like, your microphone, maybe.
Yeah, that'd be...
You'd have to be a moron to do that. Or, like, didn't have the right converter so that you needed an Ethernet cable.
No,
didn't do that either.
Happen. That would never happen to me. I wouldn't have to play ranked on 20% packet loss. Don't worry about it. I don't know what you're talking about, Tom.
Everyone loves a Wi-Fi ranked.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. My teammates are loving me, man. When I went 3-16 on Brimmy, woo! I got a lot of assists, though. 11. It's not that many, actually, when you only get 3 kills.
No, it's really not. But, hey, things happen. I will say that in terms of DRX, this is an incredibly good sign. I think as well the fact that watching someone like Buzz, for me, when you see someone switch over, like, for example, when it's Jet to Chamber, I'm just like, nah, you just put down your little traps. You have your basically you're the same thing as a dash, but you just rendezvous out instead. I don't feel like you have to adapt massively as a player. When you see someone play Killjoy, you can play it like Yumpy did, where it's like, I'm gonna operator and then run away and pop my nano swarms. It's like, I don't feel like you're really playing the agent. Watching Buzz have like dirty little lineups that he pops at individual times to buy time and make sure that it's not just the classic, I'm throwing them on the spike, they'll never expect these, and then just walking away. It's that he has this planned, and it's a whole thing from DRX that they are ready for every single scenario. That makes him terrifying. And the fact that obviously his aim is nuts.
Exactly. Yeah, I look at Zeta right now, and they're really giving me vibes of the Brazilians this time last year. You know, we saw them come over to, well, Iceland, right? And they played old comps. They tried to run what they did, you know, months before, what they were running regionally and not adapt to the meta. And I remember the Vikings coach coming on and saying, after like 2 days of scrims, they were like, oh, damn, like, our comp doesn't work.
Yeah.
But we don't have time to change it, so you've got to make a choice, and there's no easy choice there. Do the right thing the wrong way, or do the wrong thing the right way. It's like, you know, you're losing either way, which is exactly what happened. And coming in with an Astra here for me, that's a sign that Zeta, they're not with the times.
Well, I like the fact as well that if you look at the pace that DRX have been taking sites, they're ready for them to be using a gravity well or something like. They're basically just going, oh, you've got something to slow us down. We're already in.
Yeah.
And then it's like, guys, I'm placing my stars. It's like, it's too late. The round's already lost. You've lost the site completely. Or you're having those scenarios again, what I said earlier, where he's placing the stars early, they've avoided them completely. Well, we have to wait 25 seconds for a retake. Well, I'll tell you, that leaves you with very little time left on the clock.
Yeah. And you know, one thing I just realized now, that triple kill that Buzz had when they were diving out of heaven, very rare to see a triple waterfall out of heaven like that.
No.
And that is a desperation play to get back into the site, try to overwhelm
Especially
them.
without like some sort of smoke or something.
Yeah, flash going out, you know, a sky flash up in the air, then you go, sure. But leaving short open like that, allowing Buzz to sit there and have that off angle, it's a mistake that shouldn't be happening. And Zeta are definitely feeling the brunt of that. Now, for them, they have this pause to sit back and think, but again, it comes back to the fact that they're on the defensive side. They often do not get to decide how quick a round is. Because if they push, as we've seen again and again, DRX will play the default, they'll hold for that aggression, and then they'll decide in what seems to be a coin flip that's constantly landing on A, to go towards the site and blitz in. And even when Zeta have
coin.
even when Zeta have the right read, it's still not enough. It's a really, really tough situation. Technically,
if it lands like sideways in the middle, then you go C.
Well, that's C by the looks of it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, triple-sided coin, that's every coin, so well done, Tom.
Yeah, but there's one that's not really a side.
Well, you know, it depends if you want to look at geometry, physics, you know, facts. It is a side, technically. It's just not one it's likely to land on. I think it's like 1 in 10,000 flips. Fun. Yeah, let us know. I'm sure someone at home has that tidbit of information.
I was going to say, like, did you just say a random number?
I think it is like something like 10,000, but maybe I'm completely, maybe it's like 1 in 5. You got coin?
No.
You just keep flipping it. If the tech pause keeps going, we'll get to 10K.
Oh no.
See if we get it on the side. That's how we'll know.
But yeah, I think that I agree in the fact that I would have liked to see Zeta actually start one of these maps, at least on the attack. Because that's some of the stuff I've actually enjoyed from them. I think they have a lot of cool set plays that do actually revolve around their Astra play, where you've almost got these like little pieces of pulling players into spots where you then have a nano swim and you have something else to just make it awkward for them. And that revolves around you setting the pace. So you're choosing where you're going, and then it's up to DRX to play the retake or challenge you or fight for you, but you're basically forcing them to do something. In this scenario, you are basically waiting for DRX to make their move. And the thing that we've noted so far is that they have been fantastic at whatever move they've made. Even rounds that have come close, there's been someone there to clutch them out, and well, that makes them a devastating team to play.
Well, you know what, Tom? They found the USB slot. We're ready to jump back on into the game. Could be USB-C, you never know. The technology these days. Got a little operator push coming out of depth, and there's the opening, and it's Buzz taken down. Huge player to take down early round, but the spike's on A.
Damn.
Wow.
That's unusual. I guess they've gone for the full-on retake, maybe expecting that Laz could be getting closer to that lockdown again, although we saw how valuable that was the last time it was actually used. And, well, the retakes so far on this map have achieved very, very little, almost hoping for a little bit of luck with the spam through, and Now trying to set back up into the site.
No, you're not going to push that. No, you're not. Blinds in. They're still holding that Rolling Thunder, waiting for these players to make some noise, start to move forward. Here's the Rolling Thunder. Now they know that they're close, and that's where RB is going to follow up, but the operator gets him. He couldn't even have scoped. I don't know how he's gotten away with that. The stun comes through. Out goes one. Stacks, though, he's caught in the open. Matt goes there to save the day, spraying away. This is unbelievable. It seems like so many engagements I look at and I think, DRX, you're in trouble. You're in hot water here. And then someone comes out with like a triple or quadruple kill, finds them triple water falling out of heaven. I don't even know what's going on anymore. And you know the best thing? I reckon that Mako might just have had the best use.
Was this a no-scope? It has to have been a no-scope.
It had to have been, yeah. There you go. Jeez. Mako, I think, had the best use of Omen's ultimate that I've seen. He just used it. They used it early to aggress on C long, and then he ults back to A long when they've got the site. Like, he just uses it to rotate, and that ultimately is probably the best way you can use it. Fake info on one side of the map, go to the rest of your team. Although I will say, RB walking into A side alone with the spike scares me immensely.
Yeah, I feel like you have to have hit a level of confidence that there is no one there. That
astronomical.
Yeah, you're just like, they're not going to stop me doing this. Either that or they've just spotted so much other information elsewhere that I don't know how they realistically could have done at that stage of the round.
I'll tell you what, man, it comes back to what Ball has said. The conditioning kings, DRX, have played. When they actually give you an indication of where they're going, this man dresses well.
He has
I am
so much
so
style.
jealous. God damn, I believe that's XQQ.
Yes.
Wow. Coach is Zeta, and he's certainly got a lot of words for the team right now.
I will say there's been a lot of stylish coaches when it comes to Valorant.
Yeah.
Like different, like you have the classic like team jersey. I'm waiting for Mini to come out in his pure white suit. Like, if anyone doesn't know, he's got that one ready.
Get the cane and the top hat and everything.
Monocle. He's got a monocle.
Have to.
That's what he wears in his spare time, but he just doesn't like to show it on the broadcast.
Actually,
he doesn't want to flex on us too much.
When I was a kid, my mom was getting married, and I wanted to dress like that. I was the best man. I wanted to have a top hat, a monocle, and a cane. I'm not kidding. They wouldn't let me have it. They said I'd look ridiculous, and I've never gotten over that.
Well, you know, the stylists are listening.
Yeah, well, listen, guys.
Getting it prepared.
We can try it. Now, please. I think I've grown out of that now.
You've grown?
Okay. All right, Tom. We're at 7-1, and look, Zeta, it ain't been going too well. I think you can all tell that, but it's 7. Oh god, it's 7 in a row for DRX. The pistol was found by Zeta, and since then, there's been nothing to write home about.
This almost looks like Laz trying to put the world on his back. Like, he just ran down mid trying to fight them. It's like, I'll do it myself! And, yeah, no surprise, this early default has caught basically all of it. Well, I thought he'd at least get that one. 5 HP, but not going to be happening. An 8-1 DRX, utterly dominant. As said, like, obviously it depends what side of things you're on. If you're a Japanese fan, you're devastated. If you're DRX, this is great, though, because I think even if this game was close, then going up against some of the Titans we have in the tournament, they probably wouldn't have competed. The fact that they're dominating makes this look good for them later in the tournament. Like, okay, they can slaughter some of the teams that we don't expect to be near the top of that board. It means they're likely to do well versus the rest.
In all the predictions, people of DRX topping out the group. Now, I'm sure there's some EMEA bias out there, but even I had to say that DRX, coming into this event, they look better than Fnatic on the basis that they have 5 players. So realistically...
Just wait for the hibernator.
Listen. You think I'm rooting against Fearoth by choice? But the reality is, DRX, you know, we've heard that they're coming in on better form than ever. A lot of people have them top in the group and going through easily to playoffs and so on. If that's going to be a reality, this is the performance we need. Because, yeah, if they struggle up against Zeta, I don't think that they're going to do well against the God.
How did he not get killed? And Ten's fallen as well. They had an aggressive 3-man stack into A. Wow. RB dashed into his crosshair and had enough time to still kill him.
Zeta just don't know what's going on the DRX side. And I think we saw in the previous round, they tried the aggression with pistols for information gain. They want to figure out how are they playing in those first couple, like in the first minute or so. And they realize, okay, these guys are stacking, but there were a lot of players outside of mid. So maybe we push a bay this time and can catch them off guard. Thinking that they give up that control and fight for it later, maybe. But they walk straight into them, get destroyed, miss a lot of the shots. We had a headshot on Buzz and Mako, but it was through the wall, so it didn't quite matter. And it's really, I feel like Zeta, they're struggling to adapt. They're certainly a little bit slower to adapt than what we've seen from DRX, but you just cannot have this ability for DRX to whitewash the site. They are just coming in and destroying it, and they make it look effortless.
Yeah, basically. And there hasn't been a lot of utility stopping them. A lot of this time, the A site has just been where aggression is attempted. And you can see now they're just trying to kill off these remaining players. Laz, at least, looking like he's going to get to keep his life, but at 9-1, it's almost irrelevant.
Yeah, we talked earlier, actually, we ended up moving on from it, but DRX, when they play that slow round, right, as soon as they give you the idea that they're moving towards the site.
I don't want to see that again. He down into the Hunter's Fury.
And RB still got him. Hunter's Fury didn't even get to kill him. Yeah.
The Hunter's Fury then killed 10, who was behind.
Yeah. It was another pulse of it that got him running back. It's, really, everything's working out for TRX. It's like, you know, sometimes you just throw it at the wall and see what sticks, and for TRX, just nothing's falling off, man. Every attempt they have, they lost the pistol, they force bought, and then wasn't it flawless? Second round?
Yeah.
You just can't have that. And it's been A rushes again and again and again that work out for them, but they're content in playing these super slow rounds. And the reality is they haven't faced any sort of a problem, really. When Zeta push, they catch them on the pushes. When they wait for last minute and rush into them, they still manage to win and seize the space and take the duels.
I also don't think they're really showing any of their playbook for other teams. Like, they're just holding a default for the majority of rounds. Sure, they'll pick up the pace a little bit every once in a while. Now, this is a change I was actually thinking of. Is like, okay, Laz has actually still been able to do some damage. What can he do on the other side? Again, we're going to see this lockdown pushed into play to basically just remove all of those aggressive positions. Like, cut out anybody that can be pushing. Krothos actually managed to kill Zest. Was he in a drone? That's the only thing I can think of. He must have been in a drone or something that he's managed to go down to the aftershock. And well, Laz has managed to at least hold the site for a second, but the trade's coming again.
He's still alive. I mean, this is once again just unbelievable. Buzz is able to find another, and then the turret goes down. They know there's a player up close. Now, Buzz is probably going down to that, sure. But in the meantime, Mako seizes control, takes down Sugar Zero, and it's left onto 10 yet again. No flash to play with here, no utility whatsoever. He has to win this off aim duels. He's got Mako and RB on the other side, too. Absolutely huge players to take down, and a spike to defuse. And that time is certainly not on his side. We need these shots to connect so quickly, and it's Mako to close that one 10-1. DRX just effortlessly breezing through this half.
It really is just showing the confidence of their own take that they are basically using their lockdown. Oh, yeah, I think he was in the drone. Just using his lockdown to... Yeah. Oh, thank you for that replay. That's wonderful. But yeah, just using the lockdown to just clear out the aggressive positions. They're like, okay, you can't hold the site, so we're just going to clear this now so that you basically have to fall back and then we'll just kill you.
Yep, you want to play a shorty up close, a judge, anything like that, a low buy? No, not a chance. Double operator setup for DRX. Of course, it's the last round, so they've got plenty to back them up. Blade Storms have plenty, rifles on the floor to pick back up, and while a Blade Storm from depth doesn't land, the stun is good. Flash return to try and deter any further aggression, but it looks like DRX still want to fight for this. You know, these guys, they'll give up control for a second or two, but they'll fight you for it afterwards, and if Zeta keep on pushing forward, as we've seen the patience of DRX in the past, then they're going to run right into this operator. Looks like DRX want to take the space back already.
Yeah, they've done an incredible job at it. This aggressive position might be something that puts a spanner in the works, but there needs to be a clear. The flash is going to give them information. Doesn't actually catch that close player, and it's whether or not they get itchy feet. The stun is so perfect, and even while dancing, does RB not take? I don't think it took a point of damage. Instead, there will be the Rolling Thunder to at least, well, stun them up a little bit as they look to come through. RB has still managed to find the kills. He still found the
stunned up, running through smokes. Doesn't matter.
He did
Not for this guy.
I don't think. Oh dear.
Little ace needed for Laz. You know, the only round they won, he got 4 kills. There's 2 already. Shock dart right on him, though. Oh, another coming through.
God, just pop the lockdown. Why not?
Well, you got to now, don't you? Like 10 seconds. That'll push them back to long. But you can't try to stick this with 20 HP.
And look at their after plan. They weren't even playing this after plan. They waited for him to use the lockdown and then had it as a backup plan. This whole half from DRX has been absolutely grotesque. And it looks like they've come into this and gone, Zeta, we know exactly what you're going to do. We know exactly when you're going to do it. And we have picked this apart piece by piece. This was a decimation.
Yeah, this certainly hasn't been the start that Zeta wanted, kicking off their international performance for the year. Let's throw things down to the analyst desk and see what they make of their chances.
Thank you very much. Guys, I'm glad Tom said it there. Decimation, I think that's a very good word to sum this up.
Domination, destruction, literally so many disgusting words to go after that. Yeah, I mean, that was beautiful. I mean, specifically Buzz in a couple of those early rounds was a monster when they fell out of heaven. Getting the spray down where he's playing post plan again, by the way, on Havening, which is not something we've seen in months and months and months of Valorant.
Yeah, completely. And DRX, I felt like we were looking at G2 on Icebox because they just kept going A and A and A. So the problem is that they had so many ultimates to just escalate round after round. Okay, Stas has his Rolling Thunder. Let's just go. Just play for post plan. Oh, I have the lockdown. And even when they thought that they were becoming